From Fenway Park, the JCS New England Television Network presents exclusive coverage of Boston Red Sox baseball. Today, Game 3 of a 4-game series between the Red Sox and the Texas Rangers. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. I'm Sean McDonough. It's great to have you with us, and a happy Father's Day to all the dads in the audience today. It'll be Pedro Martinez on the mound for the Red Sox. He was very sharp again in his last outing, bouncing back from just his second loss of the season 2 starts ago against Minnesota here on Tuesday night. Pedro went 8 innings, allowed the Twins just 2 runs, and he was back on top of his strikeout game as usual. He fanned 8 Minnesota Twins. With the victory, Pedro now leads the majors in wins with 12, an earned run average at 2.17, and he's tied with Randy Johnson of Arizona for the major league lead in strikeouts with 151. I'm joined as always by Jerry Remy. Jerry, happy Father's Day to you.
Thank you.
And Troy O'Leary, a guy who, while Pedro gets a lot of the attention, Troy O'Leary quietly goes about doing his job very well.
Well, I think, Sean, of all the Red Sox starters, he probably gets less attention than anybody else, but he's been very durable for the Red Sox. They've played 67 games, and O'Leary has appeared in 66 of those games. He's out there every day. He provides some power from the left side of the plate, 13 home runs. But I think the big thing, Sean, is the defense. We kind of overlook what he does for the Red Sox in left field. We look at some of the numbers. He's improved every month as far as batting average, but only 1 error in 66 games. We talk a lot about Buford in center field. We talk a lot about Lewis, but O'Leary's been very steady in left, and of course left field not all that easy to play here at Fenway Park. So he's one of the guys you kind of forget about as time goes on, but he provides very steady numbers for the Red Sox.
The pitching matchup today for the Red Sox, Martinez, and for the Texas Rangers, it'll be Ryan Glynn making just his 8th major league appearance. He's a 24-year-old right-hander. We'll have the first pitch from Father's Day, the national anthem performed by the father and son tandem of Doug and Marcus Hedwig from New York City. When the fact that they were from New York City was announced by Ed Brickley, they were booed mildly by the big crowd here at Fenway Park. Boston Red Sox baseball is brought to you in part by your friendly Dodge dealer. From cars to minivans to trucks, it's about change, the new Dodge. And by Southwest Airlines. With fares so low, you have the freedom to go places and do things you never thought possible. Fly Southwest Airlines. It was a cloudy morning, but as game time was drawing near, the sun popped out, and now it's a very pleasant afternoon at the ballpark for the fathers and sons and daughters who have gathered here today to watch Game 3 of this 4-game series between the Red Sox and the Texas Rangers. Also a big draw today, the life story of Wally the Green Monster, which was given out to the youngsters as they came through the turnstiles. Imagine that young fan got a Wally book and is looking forward to a foul ball, it seems. And on Father's Day, perhaps the first game for that young fan. This is always one of the best days of the year here, when the kids bring their dads out to the ballpark.
You know, the dads love to come out to the game, and so mom and the kids buy tickets for dad. He comes out, enjoys the ball game, brings son and daughter with him, and everybody has a heck of a time. It's been a great day here at Fenway Park. The weather has been outstanding all weekend for this series against Texas. Drew Bledsoe with us this afternoon.
Look, we're on TV. The images that you are seeing are being shown on the big screen out in center field as well. Time for a hot dog for the family before the Red Sox take the field. Red Sox a little bit slow in taking the field here today.
Pedro a little bit late coming in. He got caught on the field during the national anthem. Usually they go back in, Sean, and they may change that jersey that they were wearing to warm up in, and sometimes that takes a little bit of time.
Well, a real treat for the fans on Father's Day, the fact that Pedro is pitching. The nights or afternoons in which he pitches here at Fenway have taken on the special air, and when he was introduced by Ed Brickley during the introduction of the starting lineups, a huge hand went up all around the ballpark. And now the Red Sox take the field. Time now for the Texas starting lineup. The Rangers lead the American League West with a record of 39-28. Their lineup is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. The Rangers today have the second baseman Mark McLemore leading off. Batting second, the catcher Ivan Rodriguez. Hitting third in left field, Rusty Greer. The cleanup hitter, right fielder Juan Gonzalez. The DH is Rafael Palmeiro, third in the American League in batting average at .347. Todd Zeile, the third baseman, hits sixth. Batting seventh and playing first base, Lee Stevens. Ruben Mateo is the center fielder, hitting eighth, and batting ninth. The shortstop, Royce Clayton.
And the Red Sox have moved back to fourth in the league in defense. 45 errors in their 67 games. John Valentin will be at third base. Nomar Garciaparra, the shortstop. Jose Offerman at second and Mike Stanley at first. Left to right will be Troy O'Leary, Damon Buford, and Trot Nixon. Jason Varitek, after a day off yesterday, back behind the plate. And on the mound, the right-hander Pedro Martinez, 12-2 on the season, 2.17 ERA, the best in the major leagues, 151 strikeouts, certainly leads the American League and tied with Randy Johnson for the lead in all of baseball. The next closest guy in strikeouts in the American League, Chuck Finley of Anaheim, with 84. There you see the last start against the Minnesota Twins, where he picked up win number 12. He was 2-1 a year ago against the Texas Rangers. In the 3 games he pitched, he had 32 strikeouts and a 1.61 ERA against Texas.
And the umpires working today's game. Ed Hickox calls the balls and strikes. The crew chief Larry Barnett at first, Greg Kosk at second, and Dan Morrison has the plays at third.
Leading off for Texas,
Red Sox trying to make it 2 in a row after their 7-4 victory yesterday. They start the day with a record of 38-29. A game and a half behind the Yankees in the American League East. Here's Mark McLemore, the veteran second baseman, ready to lead this one off. Hitting .286, 2 homers and 17 runs batted in. A switch hitter, a much better hitter this year from the left. First pitch from Pedro, a ball low. We're underway at 1:10, about 5 minutes later than scheduled. 76 degrees at game time. The breeze blowing out toward left, the ball going toward right. Trot Nixon will have to play it on a hop. A base hit by McLemore on the second pitch of the ball game.
McLemore has been struggling, only 1 hit in his last 18 at bats, but picks on this fastball from Martinez and picks up his first hit of the afternoon. Again, this is a very solid Texas lineup, and I think, as I mentioned earlier in this series, this is a lineup that's probably going to get better as the year goes on. They get some guys that right now are struggling, but overall a very, very solid offense.
And a very solid number 2 hitter in Pudge Rodriguez at .306. 11 homers and 35 runs batted in. Martinez held the ball a long time. It's a one-hopper to second. Nice play by Offerman, and they turned the double play. Garciaparra turned it. 4-6-3. A job well done by Offerman on that high hop up around the shoulders.
Well, the one good thing about it, the ball was hit so hard that by the time Offerman's able to get the handle on it, you still have plenty of time to turn over that double play. Not only that, get it to Garciaparra in time to get out of the way of McLemore, who's trying to break up the double play. Well, the Rangers coming out swinging the bat against Pedro. That's 2 balls hit fairly hard against him here in the first inning.
It's also the 15th double play Rodriguez has hit into this year. That leads the American League. Rusty Greer, the batter, hitting .280, 6 homers and 45 runs batted in. And takes a ball down and in. Good changeup, and Greer couldn't get to it. He's in a slump. 3 for his last 21. All 3 of those hits coming in Friday night's game. Yesterday he was their leadoff hitter. Hit leadoff for just the 3rd time in the majors. He laid off that changeup. 2 balls and 1 strike. He tried to check his swing and could not. Jerry mentioned the huge lead Pedro has in strikeouts. He also has 3 more wins than any other pitcher in the American League. Mike Messina of Baltimore, 2nd in the AL in victories with 9. The 2-2. Just a little bit up and away. And clapping in anticipation of Pedro's first strikeout. If it's a typical day, he'll have a bunch. He's had at least 6 strikeouts in every start this year. And there's strike 3 on the outside corner. After a half inning, Texas nothing, and the Red Sox coming up. Batting 3rd, the DH Brian Daubach. The red hot Nomar Garciaparra is the cleanup hitter and shortstop. Troy O'Leary in left field bats 5th. Mike Stanley is the first baseman today. Jason Varitek, the catcher, hits 7th. Batting 8th, playing center field, Damon Buford, and the number 9 hitter is the right fielder Trot Nixon.
And the defense this afternoon for the Texas Rangers. Todd Zeile will be at 3rd base. Royce Clayton, the shortstop. Mark McLemore at 2nd, and Lee Stevens at 1st. Left to right, Rusty Greer, Ruben Mateo, and Juan Gonzalez. Ivan Rodriguez behind the plate, and on the mound, rookie right-hander Ryan Glynn. Called to the big leagues back on May the 16th. He's had struggles, both the working out of the bullpen as a starter. As a starter, 4 starts, a record of 0-1, 8.41 ERA, and in 3 relief appearances, an ERA of 8.31. So he has certainly had some problems. All 6 of those runs against the Yankees coming in 1 inning in that last outing against New York.
Glynn, a 24-year-old native of Portsmouth, Virginia. Jose Offerman leads off and takes a strike. Hoffman off a good day yesterday, got his average back up to 305. It had dipped to an even 300 at the lowest point of the season before he went 3 for 5 yesterday. He takes a ball, 1-1. He was 2 for 25 heading into yesterday's game before he had the 3 hits. And he rips one up the middle, a base hit.
I think the one thing you'll see about Glynn today, he works very quickly, but almost all his pitches are the same speed. He has not yet really developed a real good off-speed pitch, and that's one of the reasons you have that very high batting average against Glynn.
Offerman aboard at first. He's the Red Sox leader in stolen bases with 11. Here's John Valentin hitting .253. 6 homers and 39 runs batted in. He's had a quiet homestand, just 5 for 26. Red Sox offense of late has been sporadic. Fly ball up into the sun in right. Gonzalez makes the catch. Offerman tags, and he started towards second, thought better of it, 1 out.
A little frustrating when you're a base runner at first base who prides yourself on stealing bases, and then you look at the guy that's catching in the ball game, and he's thrown out 73% of the runners going against him. That's just an unbelievable number. That puts the brakes on any kind of running game.
Oh boy, that is an incredible percentage. You can see how much better it is than any other catcher in the American League. Javier Valentin of Minnesota, 2nd. Here's Brian Daubach. He looked at a ball low. Brian continues to hit. .317 his average. 7 homers, 23 runs batted in. He was 2 for 4 with a double and a run batted in yesterday, extending his hitting streak to 4 games. Down and in, 2-0 on Daubach. No score, bottom of the 1st. Red Sox would seem to have the decided edge in the pitching matchup today, with Martinez working against the struggling rookie Glynn. That's line to left, but caught by Rusty Greer. For the second out, back to first goes Offerman.
Batting fourth, number 5, the shortstop, Nomar Garcia-Parra.
Big hand for Nomar Garcia-Parra. He hit a home run yesterday. He also had a double, went 3 for 3, drove in 2. And he's hot, riding another hitting streak. This one 7 games, his average up to 332. That has him just out of the top 10 in the American League in hitting. He's 1 point out of the top 10. And the count now, 2 balls and no strikes.
Not a bad hitting streak there. 7 games, 478 batting average, and in his career against Texas, a 340 career hitter. He's had some good ball games against the Rangers.
Looks like he missed a hanger there. Fouled it back over by the roof boxes on the first base side. Looked like a pretty good pitch to hit.
Yeah, curveball that stayed up in the zone, and Nomar, usually when he's in one of these streaks, will put that ball up in the net. Everything hard from Glynn. The fastball, curveball, slider, and a very occasional changeup.
Big Father's Day crowd enthusiastic early, trying to spur on a Red Sox rally here in the first. High fastball popped out of play to the right. Now, if you're a youngster today and you get the souvenir, do you have to give it to Dad?
Yes.
Usually it's the other way around.
No, this is the one day that you have to give it to Dad.
All right.
So he can get on camera. Then when you get back home, you give it back to the kid.
I see. Everybody wants to be on television. Fastball just outside. Rodriguez liked the pitch. Good pitch by Glynn, but just a little bit wide. So now Offerman will have the jump with the count 3-2 and 2 down. Stevens has moved behind him.
There's a base stealer that's still at first base now with 2 outs, and that's because of the guy behind the plate.
There goes Jose. Nomar drives one foul over the roof. Make a play. That camera position down there. Come on now. Come on, Joe. He's right at you. Gonna arm Joe with a glove.
He had a chance to show his vertical leap there, and he just decided not to.
Yeah. We're not going to show you anymore, Joe, unless you start making some plays out there, though. You know, he gets a lot of camera time in those balls over his head, but I want to see a diving grab. Little looper, shallow center, in for a hit in front of Mateo. Offerman has to hold at second. So Nomar has hit in 8 straight games. The Red Sox have 2 hits here in the first. 2 men on with 2 down.
Breaking ball on the 3-2 count to Garcia-Parra. He'll reach down to the outside part of the plate and put it on a line to center field for the base hit. He's in a good zone right now, and you hit pitches like that on the line. Yeah, he's swinging the bat pretty well. You mentioned Nomar, a very good bad ball hitter, and that was a nasty pitch there, down and away.
Now Troy O'Leary. Backdoor breaking ball miss. Troy 0 for 4 yesterday. His average still a very solid 297. Team high 13 homers. 40 runs batted in. He's second on the club in runs batted in behind Garcia-Parra's 47. The fastball high. 2-0. O'Leary's been excellent in this situation. 2 outs, men in scoring position, hitting .385. Outfield around toward left. They give
Troy all kinds of room in right center. He swung at ball 3 and fouled it off the left side. Throw back to the mound by the umpire at Hickox was not a strike. I think Ed would have called that a ball, as he missed Glynn and it rolled out to the second baseman. No score. The Red Sox threatening with 2 men on and 2 outs in the bottom of the first. Offerman at second, Garcia Parra at first. The 2-1 to O'Leary is a fastball for a strike. The 2-2. He fought off a breaking ball. Glynn, 6'3", 195 pounds, 4th round draft choice in June of 1995, out of Virginia Military Institute in Lexington, Virginia. You know the nickname of VMI?
No.
I didn't know. Of course, we have Troy Henderson, his dad Sheldon, here today on Father's Day. They're from Virginia. The Keydets. Didn't know that one. Now it's 3-2, and the runners will get the jump. So he was a Keydet. He was an outfielder at VMI. In addition to his pitching exploits, that one wasn't close. Another breaking ball on 3-2, and O'Leary walks to load the bases.
Well, this could be another one of those afternoons where the Red Sox have a ton of base runners, combination hits and walks, and see if they can pick up the key hit to drive in some runs. Bases loaded with 2 outs. Rodriguez, McLemore having a conversation with Glynn.
Well, Mike Stanley's going to hit with the bases loaded. Yesterday, he hit a home run off Danny Patterson. That was a solo shot. Stanley's 7th homer of the year. He now has 34 runs batted in, a .271 batting average. Bases loaded, 2 outs. No score in the first. Stanley, the 6th batter of the inning. Ball on high. 8 career grand slams for Stanley. Breaking ball high. And that's not where Glynn wanted to throw that one. 2-0. Everything in Stanley's favor now. Johnny Oates, manager of the Rangers. His team has been in first place just about the entire season. They lead the West by 4 right now over Seattle. Stanley popped it up along the first baseline. Lee Stevens puts it away, and the Red Sox leave the bases loaded in the first. After 1 at Fenway, no score. It's quite a glove, isn't it?
It sure is. Looks like it needs a little work. Needs to be broken in some. Very colorful, though.
Yes. Maybe he'll get a chance today on a foul ball. Juan Gonzalez, the leadoff hitter, hitting 319 homers and 56 runs batted in. He's tied for 3rd in the American League in home runs. He's 6th in runs batted in, tied with his teammate Rafael Palmeiro and Cleveland's Manny Ramirez for 3rd. But right now it's a 2-man race for the home run title in the American League between Jose Canseco and Ken Griffey Jr. 27 and 26 respectively. A half swing and a foul ball to the screen. 1-2.
Yesterday where Griffey really crushed one, and Canseco went to the opposite field at the Metrodome for a home run right up over the baggie.
That shouldn't count. Now the 1-2 pitch. Into the air in shallow center. And Damon Buford has it. One out. Rafael Palmeiro to hit next, and then Todd Zeile here in the Texas second in a scoreless game.
Batting fifth, number 25, the designated
As Jerry
hitter,
mentioned earlier, a lot of the Rangers are
Palmeiro.
slumping. Rafael Palmeiro is one of them. Hitting .347. And he's just 6 for his last 27, a .222 average over the last 7 games. Takes a ball outside. That .347 average, good for third in the American League. Tony Fernandez continues to amaze. He's still hitting .409 for the Toronto Blue Jays off the end of the bat, a base hit. A little lob into shallow center, the second Texas hit.
Tony Fernandez, you would expect that average to at this stage of the season be down below 400. He keeps adding to it. 409 coming into action today.
Number
Jeter second at
27,
375.
third baseman, Todd Zeile.
One out. The man at first for Todd Zeile, veteran third baseman, hitting .254 with 11 home runs and 37 runs batted in. Fastball for a strike. Zeile has hit just .203 over his last 18 games. He had a home run yesterday, his first ever here at Fenway Park. Back straightening breaking ball from Martinez, and it's 0-2.
I'm not sure Pedro feels here in the early going that he might have that good fastball, so we're seeing some curveballs and a few changeups last inning, especially to Rusty Greer. Searching for his best pitch at this stage of the game.
There's plenty to choose from. The fastball, breaking ball, changeup, check swing, no swing, said Larry Barnett. Not much success for Zeile against Martinez, but he has plenty of company. Outfield around toward right. The infield at double play depth. Big hole on the right side for Zeile. Half-hearted swing for strike 3. Second strikeout for Martinez.
This curveball he'll throw directly at Todd Zeile. It'll put him back on his heels. And then he, almost like an afterthought, the swing. See him go back on the heels. The bat gives a little bit, and then he says, well, this is going to be a strike. I better swing at it. And Pedro picks up his second strikeout. One on a changeup, one on the curveball.
So 2 down now in a scoreless game in the second. The batter is Lee Stevens, the number 7 hitter. Waving swing and a miss. Stevens having a fine year at .307 with 12 homers, 36 runs batted in. They have 5 players, Texas, who are in double figures in the home run column. By contrast, the Red Sox have just 2. O'Leary and Garcia Parra. Rangers have hit 88 home runs in 67 games. The Red Sox have hit 65 in 67 games.
Rangers 4th in the league in home runs behind Seattle, who's just blowing everybody away, Cleveland, and Baltimore.
Stanley playing a step or 2 behind Palmeiro, then retreating with the pitch. And that one was high from Pedro. 2-1. Swing and a miss. Did those people posting the K's out there in center field have matching outfits? It looked like they had red
Looks that way, yeah.
T-shirts or. Yeah. They're anxious to post another one. They borrowed Pedro's mask out there. Fastball just missed. And with count 3-2, the runner will go.
We'll see if Pedro goes back to the changeup here on the 3-2 count. There it is.
Palmeiro takes off, and Stevens bloops one to left. That's a hit. Palmeiro continues to third. The throw from O'Leary goes to second. A bloop hit for Stevens. 3 singles already for Texas, and they have first and third with 2 outs.
I'll give credit here to Stevens. 3-2. He's certainly sitting on a fastball, and instead he'll get the changeup. He hangs in there enough to at least get the bat on the ball toward the end of the bat and just drop it into left field for the base hit.
Stevens, one of the few hot Rangers lately. He's now 8 for his last 20. Here's Ruben Mateo. Goal for his last 9. Here's the best fastball we've seen from Pedro today. Strike 1. Mateo has had a difficult time since coming up from their AAA club in Oklahoma on June 12th. Swing and a miss.
Last time he faced a strikeout pitcher was Roger Clemens in New York, and he struck out 4 times in that ball game.
Tom Goodwin on the disabled list. Mateo has started all but 1 game since coming up from the minors. He did not play here yesterday. The 0-2. Fastball just missed. Now the 1-2. Did it hit him? Or it's at strike 3.
He swung at it.
What is the call? Strike 3, says home plate umpire Ed Hickox. Johnny Oates is going to come out and argue this one. Tough to tell if it hit him. It was a swing and a miss. It was a foul ball. And Johnny Oates wants an explanation from Hickox.
There's no question it's a swing by Mateo. I mean, he went all the way around on it. And then it might have hit him after that, and then they had to throw to first base to get him out.
Johnny Oates is perplexed, but it's a strikeout and the end of the inning. 2 strikeouts in the inning, 3 in the ball game now for Pedro. After an inning and a half, no score. You're watching Red Sox baseball on the JCS New England Television Network. This is the double whammy if you're Ruben Mateo. You strike out and get hit by a pitch at the same time.
Yeah, the swing is clearly a swing, and then you get hit right in the chest, it looked like, with the baseball. Veritek had to pick the ball up after the swing and go to first base to record the out. Now, I don't see Mateo heading out to center field. It looks like Roberto Kelly is going to take his spot out in center field.
And here comes Kelly. So Mateo hit in the chest by the ball while striking out.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're
And now he has to leave the game.
for Texas.
That's a tough at bat.
Yeah, how's your day going so far?
Talking about swinging in self-defense.
Roberto Kelly. Kelly now playing center field.
Well, Kelly comes into the ball game here in the second in a scoreless game. And we're talking about what happened in the dugout. It's Mike Morgan. They seem amused by it too.
Yeah, you mentioned, Sean, I don't ever recall seeing that before at all.
Well, that's when you know you're having a bad day. When you get hit by a pitch while striking out.
And hit in the chest.
Oh, we shouldn't laugh because he is out of the ball game. We hope he's all right, but stinks for him. Jason Varitek takes a ball. Hitting .242, the Red Sox catcher. Better hitter left-handed, .253 from the left. 6 of his 7 homers have come while left-handed. Ryan Glynn got out of a bases loaded situation last inning, getting Mike Stanley to pop out to end the inning. The Red Sox had 2 singles, and Glynn walked a man in the first. And he's in danger of walking Varitek with the count 3-0. And Rodriguez again out to talk with the rookie right-hander. Glynn will face Varitek, Buford, and Nixon here in the second. Strike on the inside corner. Here's ball 4. Second walk yielded by Glynn.
That is 16 walks now for Glynn in 25 2/3 innings.
The center fielder.
And to go along with the 21 strikeouts. So control has been a problem. Giving up a lot of base hits has been a problem for him. And you can see Rodriguez is constantly trying to work with him to get him to concentrate, maybe slow down some, pick up the target, and throw strikes.
Damon Buford, the hitter, at .277. 2 home runs, 19 runs batted in. There's a breaking ball for a strike. No score. Bottom of the second. Red Sox with the lead man on for the second straight inning. Varitek a slow runner at first. Swing and a miss. Buford in the hole, 0-2. He had a good day yesterday. 2 for 4, a double, 2 runs scored. He's had a good homestand, 6 for 15. Red Sox 4-2 on the homestand. They took 3 out of 4 from the Minnesota Twins. They split the first 2 games of this series with Texas. This is part of a stretch in which the Red Sox have 14 out of 17 games at home. They'll head to Baltimore for 3 in the coming week, and then come right back to Fenway.
Yeah, the next long stretch on the road for the Red Sox: Chicago, Tampa, and Atlanta, right prior to the All-Star break.
Buford pulls one foul. Nice play, as we have come to expect from our man Anthony.
Well, I did see a little bit of the game yesterday, Sean, which was on Fox, of course, going to many parts of the country, and I believe Anthony was clean in that game. I don't recall any errors, so that's a big day for him. Picks up a lot of All-Star votes in a game like that.
He's doing very well, balloting to be the attendant at the All-Star game. Imagine the hand he'll get when he gets introduced to. He is the hometown attendant. All-Star game less than a month away now. Breaking ball swung on and missed. Buford strikes out for the first out of the inning, and the first strikeout of the afternoon for Ryan Glynn.
Probably the best curveball he's thrown this afternoon. At least he got this one down. Ends up away from Buford and down around knee high. And prior to this curveball, a lot of them have been left up in the zone. But that's a good one to Damon Buford to pick up his first strikeout.
1 out. The number 9 hitter, Trot Nixon, takes a ball low. 229 for Nixon, 3 homers and 13 runs batted in. He knocked in a run yesterday. And a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike on Nixon, playing with increasing speculation that if he doesn't pick up the offense soon, Red Sox could make a change in right field. Chopped on the right side, a hit past the diving McLemore. Varitek puts the brakes on at second, almost slipped down to the ground. So a hit for Nixon. The Red Sox third, all singles. Each team has 3 hits. Every hit in the game has been a single, and the Red Sox are threatening again with 1 out.
And he's trying to get that hole between first and second, pull the ball so you can advance Varitek to third base, but Tech has to hold up at second as Gonzalez puts a good charge on the ball. They're trying to get something accomplished there, Nixon, with that hole at first base, trying to play a little first and third, and that's what he should be trying to do in that situation.
Now Jose Offerman, who singled to center last inning. Red Sox left the bases loaded in the first. They have 2 on with 1 out here in the second, and Glynn threw a fastball for a strike. Ball low. Rangers play Offerman around to the opposite field. They give him a lot of room toward the triangle. The center fielder Kelly well over toward left, and Gonzalez a step or 2 toward the line and right.
And Nixon's got to watch out for that pickoff attempt at first base from Rodriguez. He loves throwing behind left-handed hitters. And as Daubach found out yesterday at third base, where he got picked off by a mile, you don't want to wander too far off that bag.
Veal was in on the edge of the grass at third, but with 2 strikes now he's backed up. The infield at double play depth. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball outside and high. Rodriguez tried to frame it, but didn't get the call. Offerman will be followed by John Valentin. Now the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball just inside. Let's see if Jimmy has the runners on the move. Risky proposition with 1 out, and with Varitek the runner at second. The runners do go. Offerman, it's a ground ball to short. Clayton has to go to first for the out. Well, the movement kept the Red Sox out of a double play, perhaps. Though the ball was hit slowly, it would have been difficult to double up Offerman.
Number 13.
Now, so far, Glynn has not shown that he's going to be a big strikeout pitcher in this game. And, of course, Offerman a pretty good contact hitter. So Jimmy Williams takes that gamble. Certainly, if it's a strikeout, it's probably going to be a strike him out, throw him out, and end the inning. But in this case, Offerman makes the contact, gets a couple of men in scoring position, and stays away from the double play.
Now there are 2 men in scoring position for John Valentin, who flied to right last inning. Strike 1. And looked pretty good, but called the ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. No runs, 3 hits for Texas. No runs, 3 hits for Boston. Neither team has made an error. Fastball taken for strike 2. Glynn not a hard thrower. That fastball in the mid-80s, 84 miles per hour.
It gives you the appearance he's throwing harder because he has a very quick windup.
Time called, and Rodriguez is going to go to the mound again. Glynn in college at Virginia Military Institute was much more accomplished as an outfielder. First team all Southern Conference outfielder. Set the school record for doubles in a season with 16. Finished his college career with 126 runs batted in, second in VMI history.
This conversation here, they may be changing signs is what they're doing with the man at second base. Rodriguez went out first. Then they called in the two middle infielders. Of course, you have to know the signs, and they probably changed the sequence of signs that Rodriguez is going to give Glynn.
The 1-2 pitch. He fought off a fastball, well located. In the air and right, and Gonzalez is there. The Red Sox have left 5 men on, 4 of them in scoring position in the first 2 innings. After 2, no score. Sox baseball is being brought to you in part by your New England Ford dealer. Stop by your New England Ford dealer for savings on great new Ford cars and trucks.
Back inside Fenway Park, no score after 2 innings between the Rangers and the Red Sox. The 1999 Red Sox season is in full swing, and summer is just around the corner. Come out to friendly Fenway and taking a game in this last season of the century. Plenty of good seats are available. Can be purchased 24 hours a day by calling Red Sox Touchstone Ticketing at 617-482-4SOX. That's 617-482-4SOX. Isn't summer tomorrow? First day of summer? And it's also the longest day of the year, sun-wise. Here in beautiful Boston.
You are.
It's all downhill after tomorrow.
You are loaded up with information today.
See what a day off does?
Yeah, you have plenty of time to research it. Royce Clayton, the leadoff hitter. Frustrating start to this one for the Red Sox as they've stranded 5 runners in the first 2 innings. Martinez will face Clayton, the number 9 man, then McLemore and Rodriguez. Now, is there an exact moment when summer begins, or when we wake up tomorrow, is it just okay, it's summer?
No, I think there's a certain time, sometime tomorrow, 3:49 to be exact. Tomorrow at 3:49 p.m. it's officially summer.
All right. Well, happy summer. I'll wish you that a little early.
And I can stop reading that promo tomorrow because it will be summer.
Here.
We'll be here finally.
And then you can read the promo and say spring is no longer here. Swing and a miss. Clayton goes down as the 4th victim for Pedro, one time through the Texas batting order.
Now, so far in this game, it has been his curveball that has been the best pitch for Martinez in the early going. That's how he picks up that strikeout.
We'll see. Clayton will be happy when summer rolls around tomorrow because he's had a bad spring.
He has had an injury that put him on a disabled list, a bad shoulder, and he'll be happy to see spring go.
Mark McLemore looked at the ball. He singled to right his first time up. Now, do we have to do anything with the clocks tomorrow?
No, they stay the same.
They stay the same.
Yeah.
All right.
They stay the same. But you'll notice that I think every day now, from now on after tomorrow, is a little less daylight. I think it's a minute a day, if I'm not mistaken, something like that.
It gets depressing.
Yeah, it is.
Fall.
Yeah, because it's it's so nice here in November and December when it's dark at 4:30.
Yeah, it's awful. It's awful. One and one now on McLemore. Well, it is Father's Day. It is also my mother's birthday, so I'd like to send out a happy birthday greeting to my mother, Wilma McDonough. I won't mention her age today.
Happy birthday.
The deep first. Stanley flips to Martinez for the out.
We were going to call you Dad, but you kind of figured he'd probably hang up on us.
Yeah, he's not a big TV guy. Now that when he's not being paid for it, at least. No, he's out. I think he's on the islands today. We're going to celebrate Father's Day a couple days late. in the McDonough household. But we are going to have the birthday celebration tonight for my mother on her birthday that will not be mentioned. We're not going to call her because when we called her on Mother's Day, she's now a ham. We've created really a very difficult situation. She has the tape and she plays it back. She has the whole thing memorized. She's really starstruck now. Ivan Rodriguez bounced into a 4-6-3 double play in the first. 1 strike, the count. As Pudge steps out. No score. Rangers have had some chances as well. They had the lead man on in the first, but Rodriguez hit into a double play. They had 2 men on with 2 outs last inning, but Martinez struck out Roberto Kelly. Now the 1-1 from Martinez. Swing and a miss. Foul tipped in the middle of Veritek. The 1-2 pitch. He struck him out with a fastball. The swing seemed to be an afterthought. 2 strikeouts in the inning, 5 through 3 innings for Pedro. We head to the bottom of the third at Fenway, no score.
As we move to the bottom of the third inning, the John Hancock All-Star Fan Fest is coming to Boston in less than a month, and tickets are going fast. All-Star Fan Fest held July 9th through the 13th has interactive exhibits sure to please baseball fans of all ages. Get your passes to the ultimate baseball experience now by calling 617-482-4SOX.
We have a major problem right now, Jerry. The fans out there who were posting the Ks in those matching outfits, I think they were confused by what happened when Ruben Mateo got hit by the ball while striking out. I don't think they realized that that was a strikeout because they only have 4 Ks up there, and Pedro actually has 5 strikeouts.
Sounds like a job for Bob Qua.
Maybe Bob needs to go out there in today's installment of Where's Qua. See, they have it right. But see, they don't have the Ks for the called strikes. They don't turn them around. They just put the K right down there. Their technique could use some help. Brian Daubach takes a strike. I'm told that Mateo bruised his right shoulder and has listed his day-to-day like the rest of us. Daubach lashes one out of play to the left. He lined to left his first time up. Daubach, Garciaparra, and O'Leary, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters. Brian with his second chance to extend that hitting streak to 5. Ryan Glynn missed just inside. He's been walking the tightrope in the first 2 innings. The Red Sox loaded the bases. Did not score in the first. They had 2 men in scoring position last inning and stranded them. They're coming after Glynn again. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rangers have put Mark Clark, who struggled all year, on the disabled list, the veteran right-handed pitcher. He's bothered by a tender right elbow. They called up Danny Kolb, the right-handed pitcher from Oklahoma of the Pacific Coast League. Now there's a team that does not belong in the Pacific Coast League. Oklahoma.
Yeah, Oklahoma.
Little pop-up, shallow right could be a problem for the Rangers, and it is. A little sand wedge with some backspin. Guys at the U.S. Open hope the ball will stop like that for them on the greens there at Pinehurst today. A bloop hit, a 5-game hitting streak for Daubach, and we pause for station identification. You're watching Red Sox baseball on the JCS New England Television Network. Sean McDonough, Jerry Remy, our producer Pat Cavanaugh, director Bob Whitelaw. Troy Henderson, Bob Claw assisting us here in the booth. Delighted to have you with us on this Father's Day at Fenway Park. Up the middle for Nomar, a base hit. It hit the mound and scooted right through into center. It seems to be just a matter of time before the Red Sox score some runs against Glynn.
Yeah, that's what we talked about, Sean. There are going to be plenty of base runners coming through hits, walks. Red Sox need some key hits to drive in the runs. Nomar picking on the first fastball right back up the middle for the base hit. 3 hits yesterday, 3 for 3. He's 2 for 2 in this game. Might notice that light blue sweatband that he has on. A number of the players today, coaches, managers, wearing that. That's the Cap Cure, the fight against prostate cancer. It's a program sponsored by Major League Baseball and was supported by the Red Sox. So we see a number of those light blue sweatbands on today.
Troy O'Leary chops one to second. McLemore to Clayton on to first, not in time. Jimmy Williams wearing that wristband, trying to help in the fight against prostate cancer.
Big high hop at second base from McLemore, and of course that takes a little more time as he has to spin around and make the play. With Nomar going into second to break it up, O'Leary will beat it at first base to stay out of the double play.
Well, yet another threat for the Red Sox. First and third, 1 out. Mike Stanley popped out with the bases loaded and 2 outs in the first inning. Popped up to the first baseman, Lee Stevens. No score, bottom of the third. Breaking ball just a little bit low and away from Ryan Glynn. Texas Rangers had a 3-game winning streak snapped here yesterday. And an excellent road team. 22-15 on the road. Second best away record in the AL. Cleveland, an amazing 22-7 away from Jacobs Field. The Texas 22-15 road record, their best ever after 37 road games. Three and 0. Jason Varitek to follow.
Probably the green light, Sean, if he wants it.
Stanley had the count in his favor his first time. I've got it to 2-0. 3-0 pitch off the mid of Rodriguez. It's ball 4. Didn't go far enough for Dahlbach to try to come down the line. So Glynn has walked 3 and given up 5 hits in 2 1/3 innings, but amazingly the Red Sox have not scored, and Glynn's going to be visited at the mound by Johnny Oates' longtime sidekick, pitching coach Dick Bosman, who has served as pitching coach for Oates in Baltimore and now here for the last 4+ seasons in Texas.
Maybe that Glynn is going to have to give him some innings in this game. Burkett worked a long time yesterday. He would not be available, and he's kind of been the long man out of the bullpen. Not sure Kolb is here yet. Talk that he may get here sometime this afternoon. And most of the other guys they get out there you consider as middle guys, the short relievers, setup men. Best baseball and best bullpen in baseball right now, the Texas bullpen.
Number 47.
They had a string of 21 straight scoreless innings snapped in the 6th inning yesterday. Jason Varitek walked leading off last inning. He was stranded at third. The infield back for the Rangers, hoping for an inning-ending double play, hoping that Glynn can dodge another bullet. That's a fly ball to left. On to make the catch, Greer. They're going to try it with the runner Dahlbach. The throw off line, and he is still out. Brian is not a fast runner, and with the ball caught in very shallow left by Rusty Greer, even with the errant throw, Rodriguez had time to catch it and lunge to get Dahlbach. So the Red Sox squander another great chance to score, and it's still scoreless after 3 innings at Fenway Park. Has done his usual thing, bringing up the strikeouts, 5 of them through 3 innings. But the Red Sox have left 7 men on base and hit into a double play. 5 stranded in scoring position. Nomar Garcia Parra today Has 2 singles, and he's in 8 straight games. And unlikely, Jerry, that Daubach was going to score on this ball.
Yeah, but that's where you take the chance with the 1 out. You hope for an errant throw. The ball was way off the plate, but a nice play by Rodriguez to chase it down and still hit Daubach. Nobody out, you don't take that chance. 1 out, more likely to do it. That time it didn't pay off.
Rusty Greer called out on strikes his first time up. Up there with 1 strike this time. He bounces 1 foul down by the Red Sox dugout. Greer in the hole 0-2. Greer, Gonzalez, and Palmeiro, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters. Greer tied with Tony Fernandez for the league lead in doubles with 23. He's fortunate to still be up there. That breaking ball was very close. Fly ball to left. O'Leary's going to have to play that one off the wall. It's halfway up. Greer going for yet another double. Throw missed by Offerman, but backed up by Stanley. Well, I blame the guys in the truck for that double. And they put the graphic up about Greer leading the league in doubles, and what do you know?
Good Fenway double too. That fastball up and away. He just reaches out, makes contact, and plants it off the left field wall. 24 doubles now for Rusty Greer to take the lead in the American League, 1 ahead of Tony Fernandez. Top 3 guys now: Greer, Fernandez, and Jose Offerman with the 21 doubles.
Juan Gonzalez looked at a strike. He flied to center, leading off the 2nd inning. We're in the 4th. And if you're a Red Sox fan, you had to feel good about the Red Sox chances starting out the day, and you still do with Pedro out there, but it's starting to take on the feel of it might be one of those days, the way the offense is squandering opportunity after opportunity here. Fastball and a good one. The high rider. Gonzalez couldn't get to it. 0-2.
Red Sox have really a steady diet of curveballs to Gonzalez. That time the high fastball up and out of the zone. See if Pedro has a couple of options here to go again with the high fastball, or maybe the curveball to try to put him away.
The 0-2 pitch. You wouldn't chase that one. Gonzalez reached a milestone 1 week ago today when he drove in the 1,000th run of his career. Did it in just 1,158 major league games, tying Jimmy Fox for the 6th fewest games in major league history needed to reach 1,000 runs batted in. Throw to second, off the glove of Offerman again. Greer didn't see it. He just stayed at second base. Looked like he was staring down at the ground. Well, that ball went well out into center field. He would have had a great chance to go to third had he been aware of what was happening.
It looked like he was so happy not to get hit by that throw from Martinez that he's not even watching the ball. It gets by Greg Kosk. He still doesn't know where it is, and by the time he picks it up, too late.
Offerman having a tough time catching throws in this inning. Missed the throw from O'Leary off the double by Greer, and then missed that throw. 1-2 on Gonzalez. No score. The hits 5-4 in favor of the Red Sox. Neither team has made an error. Double by Greer, the first extra base hit for either team. Veritek and Martinez want to make certain that they have the right thought process.
The last 2 pitches to Gonzalez, Veritek's thrown out a number of signs that have not been accepted by Pedro. So Veritek said, well, I'll go out there and find out what he wants to throw. Don't even need a sign this time.
No. Fastball low and away, just missed. Long look at Greer before the 2-2, fouled back.
It's almost like Pedro's thinking that Gonzalez has seen so many curveballs he might be trying to sit on one here with the count 2-2, and he's stayed away from that pitch for the last 3.
The 2-2 fouled away again over by Ed Brickley in the public address booth. Rusty Greer, the runner at second, after a leadoff double. Rangers have had some chances too. Last inning, the only inning in which they've not had at least one base runner. They had 2 hits in the second and stranded 2. They've left 2 men on, and they've hit into a double play. Close, but a ball. Gonzalez has been slumping. 5 for his last 30. 3-2 pitch right off the end of the bat past Martinez. It'll get Greer to third. Offerman just does get Gonzalez. 1 out, a runner at third.
Well, after about 4 straight fastballs, a changeup, back to the curveball for Martinez, and barely making contact with Gonzalez. He'll get up the middle low and almost beat this at first base.
The designated hitter.
That's a very close play at first. It looked like it could have went either way. Looks like if Gonzalez had hit the front part of that bag, he would have been safe on that. Put a good battle on that time. Did advance a base runner, but of course those RBI guys want to drive in the run.
Yes. We have an RBI man at the plate, Rafael Palmeiro. He singled to center in the first inning. No big surprise. He is the 3rd best batting average in the American League against right-handed pitchers. Starting today at .376, and he's 1 for 1 today. He's 7th in the league with men in scoring position at .381. A lot of things working in his favor here. Good pitch. Inside corner at the knees. 1-2. No score. Texas with its best chance. A man at third. 1 out. The infield back with the exception of Valentin a step behind the bag at third. He could use a strikeout. He won't get it. Pop fly into center field. Buford coming in to make the catch. Here comes Greer down the line. The throw not in time. Little chance for Buford from that distance to throw out Greer. And the Rangers lead 1-0 on a sacrifice fly by Rafael Palmeiro.
Now that's a good job there by Palmeiro. Both Gonzalez and Palmeiro really battling Pedro Martinez. He got an inside fastball. Good pitch by Pedro, but is able to get the bat on it, get the fly ball deep enough to score Rusty Greer. Throw from center field. A pretty good one by Naaman Buford. But not quite on the target, and Rusty Greer scores the first run for Texas. You would expect the Red Sox to be ahead in this game, but not the case.
Todd Zeile is swinging and a miss. He struck out swinging in the second. 1 run, 4 hits for Texas. No runs, 5 hits for Boston. Fastball outside. 1-1. Called strike 2. He came over to the Rangers Right around the trading deadline last year. They made a lot of moves. Right before the deadline, they got Zeal and Clayton, Todd Stottlemyre. Two-two pitch, strike three. Good curveball by Pedro. He's had at least one strikeout in every inning he's spanned, 6, but the Rangers get a run. And as we head to the bottom of the 4th, it's 1-0 Texas. You're watching Red Sox baseball on the JCS New England television network. Scoreless in the 5th. Jeff Suppan and David Wells, the pitchers. Oakland has a 3-1 lead in Detroit in the 4th. Ben Grieve and John Jaha have homered. All the runs in that game on home runs. Bill Hasselman went deep for Detroit. Anaheim leads 2-0 at New York on a Matt Luke 2-run homer, his first, off David Cohn. The rest in a moment. First a strike to Damon Buford. And here are the rest. Baltimore 2. The White Sox nothing. B.J. Surhoff a 2-run homer, his 16th of the year. Tampa Bay leads Minnesota 1-0. Seattle and Cleveland tonight. The ESPN Sunday night offering. Buford struck out. His first time up. That was in the 2nd. Trot Nixon on deck. Then Jose Offerman against Glynn, who's very fortunate to be working on a shutout at this juncture. That's a foul ball. Rodriguez wanted to pounce on it, keep it fair with his arm. He knew he would have a great chance to throw out the runner Buford.
That's how quickly Rodriguez gets from behind home plate, and it will try to slap this ball back in fair territory. Quick as a cat behind home plate on just about all kind of plays. Certainly throws to second base and third, pickoff attempts, pouncing out on bunts in front of home plate. Great feat.
Buford got a hanger and fouled it back. Still 0-2. He played for Texas. 212 games in 96 and 97. The 0-2 pitch hit to short. Bobbled by Clayton. He kicks it around a couple of times, and Buford is safe. Clayton charged it. Looked like he was going to recover after the first bobble, but he wound up with an audition to play for the New England Revolution.
Usually when you bobble that first hop with a guy with the speed of Buford getting down the line, very little chance you're going to get him. And then you start to rush. He started to bounce the thing around all the way toward first base. Clayton picks up his 9th error of the season. In fact, the last hop just came up a bit on Clayton. Could never really get the handle on the baseball.
Well, the Red Sox have had the lead man on in every inning. Here's Trot Nixon, who bounced a single through the right side back in the 2nd. Clayton error the first by either team. Nixon turns on one, drives it to deep center. Kelly retreating, and it is over his head. Buford speeding into 3rd. He'll be waved around. Nixon going toward 3rd with a triple, and it's 1-1. That's the first triple of Trot Nixon's major league career.
And this ball hit a long way by Trot Nixon back out toward that center field wall at somewhere close to the 420. You see Roberto Kelly going back hard. He just can't quite reach it. Ricochets off to the garage door, and here comes Damon Buford, who was right about at second base. He pretty much knew that ball was going to be over Kelly's head. He'll score easily, and Nixon into 3rd with his first career triple.
Now the infield in tight at the corners with Offerman up there. They're playing back about halfway in the middle. Now they're going to back up deeper in the middle of the infield. Offerman single to center in the 1st, grounded to short in the 2nd. 1-1 the score. The error hurts the Rangers. The ball up and away. Ryan Glynn. Two and 0. out of play on the left side.
You see the catcher Rodriguez come pouncing out of his stance. He was going to go to third base with a pickoff attempt had that been either a ball or a swing and a miss by Offerman. Can't imagine anybody getting picked off today after watching Daubach get picked off at third yesterday, which was no contest.
2-1 pitch, base hit, right field. The Red Sox take the lead. A ringing single to right for Offerman. His second hit. He's had 5 in the 2 games on the weekend. And it's 2-1 Boston.
Yeah, it looks like he's got his act back together. He had a long struggle over the last couple of weeks, but the last few days really swinging the bat well. 3 for 5 yesterday. Hits the curveball that's down and in. Picks up his 25th RBI and gives the Red Sox the 2-1 lead.
2 runs, 7 hits for Boston without an error. 1 run, 4 hits, and 1 costly error for Texas. Still nobody out. Offerman draws the throw. 11 stolen bases for Jose, but he has been thrown out 7 times. Valentin has twice flied to right. There is action now in the Texas bullpen as Valentin took strike 1. Danny Kolb has arrived, just called up from Oklahoma today. And he is warming up in the bullpen. A strike and a count of 0-2. .74 pitches thrown by Glynn. He's been working out of the stretch all day. The 0-2 pitch, quick throw down to first. It was very close to strike 3, but Glynn didn't get the call.
Now, sometime when you have a pickoff attempt like that, the catcher maybe steals the call from the umpire, gets a quick action to try to pick a guy off, blocks the umpire's view. Offerman not that far off the bag either.
One and 2 on Valentin. He has a lot of room in right center. Drives that to deep left, way back, and off the top of the wall. Offerman will be waved around. The relay throw from Clayton, and he is safe. And the Red Sox lead 3-1.
Well, a good read there again by Jose Offerman. Obviously, the more games you play in this ballpark, the better you get to know when the ball is going to be off the wall or not off the wall. That ball very close to being a home run, and Offerman was off all the way from first base. Good relay by the Rangers, but you'll see Offerman with the slide and grabs home plate with the hand. Rusty Greer into Clayton. Clayton with a quick release, but not quite in time to get Jose. And finally, the Red Sox putting some points on the board. There have been base runners all over the place all afternoon for Boston, and now they have the 3-1 lead.
That was a big chance taken by Wendell Kim with nobody out to wave Offerman around, but it paid off. And Valentin has a double. His 18th, the RBI, his 40th of the year.
You can't wave a guy home unless he's played it correctly from first base, and that's exactly what Jose Offerman did. He figured it's either going to be a home run or it's going to be high off the wall, so I'm just going to go. Days like this, it's not that difficult to read because the wind's blowing out toward left field. It's those days where it's blowing toward the bullpen or even in, it becomes much more difficult running the bases, judging whether the ball is going to make the wall or not.
3 runs in here in the 4th. Still nobody out. And the hitter is Brian Daubach. He blooped a single into right to extend his hitting streak to 5 games. Last inning, he lined to left in the first. He looked at ball one. For a while, it looked like Jimmy Williams is trying to get both Daubach and Jefferson equal number of at-bats, relatively equal, but lately it's been Daubach.
Yeah, Reggie basically has been an occasional DH and a pinch hitter for the Red Sox.
Time called by the second baseman McLemore came sprinting in, and the fans are getting a little restless.
There have been more meetings today with Glynn than we've seen in quite some time.
He must be a popular guy. Everybody wants to go out there and talk with him. There's Reggie Jefferson, reduced to the role of bench player for the most part, a little late. Down the first base line, Stevens makes the play unassisted. Valentin to third.
Well, Daubach getting the job done by pulling the ball with the man at second base, getting to third with less than 2 outs.
Now it appears the Rangers will bring the infield in with Nomar up there. Garciaparra 2 for 2 today. 2 singles to center. Now hitting .338. That gets him up into the top 10 of the league in hitting. Well, you wonder if the fact that the Red Sox are home here for a long time will help Nomar in the All-Star balloting. In the most recent tallies released, he and Derek Jeter were neck and neck. Jeter ahead by just about 15,000 votes.
Now, one thing that could help, they've had great crowds on this homestand. Even the 4 games against Minnesota, right around 30,000 just about every game. So if they're voting, and they're voting for Nomar, he should be able to pick up quite a few here on this homestand.
Well, it's tough to argue with the selection of Jeter.
Yeah.
He's been great from day one this season. If he, in fact, wins the fan balloting.
We just don't need a repeat of what happened a year ago when they left Nomar off the All-Star team because Vizquel was added. And it's hard to argue not having Vizquel on the team for what he's done for Cleveland and the great defense. But if you have an All-Star game without Alex Rodriguez, Jeter, and Garciaparra, something's wrong. Because all 3 are premier players in the league and deserve to be in that showcase.
Well, that's right. 3 of the very best players in the league. They all play the same position. 2-2 the count now on Garciaparra. 1 out. Valentin at third. Red Sox lead 3-1 in the 4th. Who told you that Glynn was a fast worker? Ball in the dirt and a good block by Rodriguez.
Well, actually, he does work fairly quickly, but he throws a lot of pitches.
Yes.
And has a lot of base runners.
He's thrown 83 pitches already here in the 4th inning. He's had 5 full counts, including this one. 3-2 on Garciaparra with Troy O'Leary to follow. Infield in, outfield around toward left. Another big gap in right center. And Glynn took too much time. The payoff pitch, swing and a miss.
Keeping the ball away from Nomar. I believe the fastball. Yes, it was a fastball. Outside corner, just off the outside edge. And one of the few times Nomar will not make contact with a man in scoring position. Mentioned didn't strike out very much. Only the 23rd time this season.
Now Troy O'Leary. Backdoor breaking ball for a strike. Troy's 0 for 1. Walked in the first, reached on a fielder's choice in the 3rd. Garciaparra in the top 10 of the league and hardest to strike out. 7th, averaging a strikeout every 11.8 plate appearances coming into today's game. And now Glynn, after the strikeout of Nomar, is ahead of O'Leary 0-2. Fans doing the wave with enthusiasm today. 0-2 pitch, little pop-up, shallow center for Roberto Kelly, and that ends the inning. But the Red Sox get 3. The error by Clayton to start the inning really helped the Red Sox cause. The inning included the first major league triple by Trot Nixon. 3-1 Boston after 4. Red Sox baseball is being brought to you in part by your New England Ford dealer. Stop by your New England Ford dealer for savings on great new Ford cars and trucks. Unusual series in that it continues on to the Monday. The series finale tomorrow night on NESN. Rick Helling and Brian Rose, the pitching matchup. Then a very short road trip, just 3 games in Baltimore with the Orioles. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, all on NESN. We have the entire series next weekend from Fenway. The Red Sox, the White Sox, when Boston returns home. We are next with you 7 o'clock Friday night. Frank Thomas and the White Sox here, and they're still hanging in there. Surprising 1 game above 500, Chicago. And they think now they have the nucleus of a good young team that will carry them successfully into the future. 1 strike the count on Lee Stevens. The number 7 hitter begins the 5th inning against Pedro Martinez. And Stevens is quickly in the hole 0-2. He singled to left and was stranded in the 2nd. Stevens, Roberto Kelly, and Royce Clayton coming up. Martinez has had at least 1 strikeout in every inning. He's fanned 6. And they got the word to those K posters out there in the back of the bleachers, because they do have 6 Ks up there now. I probably looked around the park, saw all the other places where they're posting Ks, and they can put a 7th up there. There it is. Number 7 for Martinez.
Special request from Anthony down that third base line. He'd like to wish his father Joe a happy Father's Day. He was home watching the ball game today.
He must be so proud of the job Anthony does here day after day, fielding all those grounders and line drives. I know you're very proud. We received quite an honor today. Don't mean to toot our own horns here. Roberto Kelly up for the first time, but we found out today we've been selected for induction into the Mike's Garage Wall of Fame. A gentleman named Mike in Scarborough, Maine, takes pictures of people and gets them to sign them and puts them up in his garage. And he wrote us a letter today telling us that we've made the Wall of Fame in his garage in Scarborough, Maine. We're up there with Tiger Woods, Drew Bledsoe, Dan Jansen, one of our favorite people, Dick McPherson, the former Patriot coach. Reggie Lewis has his picture there. Bart Connor, Steve Grogan. Uh-oh. Our first inane banter warning in quite a while. The shame of it all. The 2-2 blowing away. What's interesting about this gentleman, Mike, when he sends us the picture, which he took at a game, he shot up from down below at the booth, he actually tells us what he wants us to sign.
Yeah, with the right on the picture.
Yes. Jerry, would you please autograph the photo? I haven't yet made the Baseball Hall of Fame, but I'm a proud member of Mike's Garage Wall of Fame, Jerry Rimmon.
Yeah, I didn't quite write it that way, but...
No, you didn't. Swing and a miss.
Well, a good sign here for Pedro, the last 2 strikeouts with the fastball. That's a pitch that he really didn't have in the early part of this ball game, but he seems to be getting the touch right now. Fastball by Stevens and now by Kelly. Back-to-back strikeouts here in the 5th inning. What did you have to write on that?
I'm broadcasting my way into Mike's Garage Wall of Fame. Sean McDonough.
Yeah, that's nice.
He's here today, sitting down in the box seats, so maybe we'll send the pictures down. Royce Clayton with 1 strike, and now a ball. He struck out swinging. Pedro trying to strike out the side here. He has fanned 3 in a row. He got Zeal to end the 4th inning. The 1-1 pitch. Hit on the ground, left side, under the glove of Garcia Parra. A base hit. 2-out single by Royce Clayton. The 5th hit for Texas.
Even if Nomar makes that play in the backhand, he's not going to get Clayton at first base, who has very good speed getting down the line. Pedro back to the curveball. But Clayton right toward the end of the bat, he'll get in that hole between Garcia Parra and Valentin and keep Pedro away from the 1-2-3 inning.
Mark McLemore, the leadoff man. He singled to right in the 1st, was quickly erased when Rodriguez behind him hit in a double play, and he grounded out to the first baseman Stanley with Martinez covering. Jerry, I'm also very pleased to present you with tickets of admittance to the Mike's Garage Wall of Fame. He actually has tickets printed up. Mike's Garage Wall of Fame, Scarborough, Maine. So apparently you need a ticket to get in to see these pictures of all these famous people.
It admits 1
Some
each
of us,
ticket.
like us, not so famous. It admits 1. So we have 4 tickets if you want to bring the family. The runner goes, the throw, not in time. And Royce Clayton has a stolen base to get into scoring position, his 4th steal of the year.
Even though they're down by 2 runs, you can't just play station to station against Pedro. He picked a good pitch. He got the changeup that time. Throw a little bit late by Veritek. Clayton picks up his 4th steal. He's been thrown out 3 times. But with the 2 outs, the base hit, and then the stolen base to get in scoring position.
1-0 pitch, a strike. If you don't mind, Troy Henderson, our fine intern from Virginia Tech University, has his dad Sheldon up from their home in Virginia, and you know they're seeing some sights, spending Father's Day together. I'm going to give them the tickets.
Well, that'd be nice.
To the Mike's Garage Wall of Fame.
We could hopefully maybe
Maine.
Get some more of those.
Yeah, we better. We signed the picture for the guy.
Maybe I'll take a ride up there on the All-Star break and.
Yeah. Well, you don't want to do it then. We have a lot of activities here. We're in danger of ejection now with our 3rd inning Panther warning. Line to right. Nixon makes the catch, and that ends the inning. Pedro pitching his way onto Mike's Garage Wall of Fame. 3-1 Red Sox, middle to 5th at Fenway.
The 5th inning, the Red Sox have taken a 3-1 lead in this ball game. Well, Red Sox fans, bring your company, school, or other group to friendly Fenway by using the group sales ticketing line at 617-262-1915. This is the best way to purchase tickets for your group of 40 people or more. Make sure to take advantage of this line and bring your team out to cheer on the Red Sox at Fenway. Call Red Sox group sales at 617-262-1915.
Third baseman, Mike Stanley.
Bottom of the 5th on Father's Day at Fenway. We hope you're having a great weekend. Red Sox try to make it 2 out of the first 3 of this 4-game series with the Rangers, lead 3-1. Ryan Glynn to Mike Stanley. Breaking ball, a strike. Stanley popped out to end the 1st with the bases loaded. He walked and was stranded in the 3rd. All the scoring in this game in the 4th inning. Texas got 1 on the top. The Red Sox answered with 3 in the bottom of the 4th.
John, we should send best wishes along to Stephen King, who was in a terrible accident last night, hit by a car as he was walking.
Yeah, great Red Sox fan up in Maine, a brilliant author. We're sorry to hear that. We hope he's doing all right. He might be watching today. Hope he's well enough to watch. A ball low and away. fastball very close. Glynn wanted it. Glynn has struck out 2. He's walked 3. He's given up 8 hits. But he has kept his team in the game. Stanley started his career in the Ranger organization. That's a swing. Ed Hickox didn't need Larry Barnett's help. And Glynn has the strikeout, his 3rd.
Number 47, the catcher.
Almost like the little banter here between Stanley and Barnett. Barnett has a way of getting on the nerves of players, and Stanley was asking the home plate umpire to ask for help. He did not do that, and then apparently Barnett said something to Stanley, so Stanley said, "What are you looking at me for?"
Well, I think Barnett's question to Stanley is, what do you want me to do? The home plate umpire already called you out. You didn't need my help. You didn't appeal down to me. Stanley was looking at Barnett. Wasn't a very pleasant exchange. Jason Varitek, the batter. He walked in the 2nd, then he hit the fly ball to left. In the 3rd, was caught by Greer, and Greer threw the plate to throw out Brian Daubach, trying to tag up and score on a shallow fly and left. A double play that ended the 3rd inning. And on the feet of Varitek, it skipped past Rodriguez. 95 pitches now for Glynn. A cadet from Virginia Military Institute. Troy and Sheldon Henderson told us that their mascot is a kangaroo that wears boxing gloves. Pulled down the line. What did you say the school colors were? Red, yellow, and white. PMI.
Speaking of mascots, don't you have Wally the Green Monster's book?
Yeah, I do. I'm going to have him autograph it when I see him. We're having dinner later. But they gave out the legend of Wally the Green Monster to the first 15,000 fans, 12 and under. And if we've seemed distracted today during the game, it's in part because we've been reading this incredible tale. Here it is. Wally, very nice book. That's the back. Nice picture of Wally on the front. Just the beginning gives you kind of the feel. A friendly monster named Wally once made his cozy home in a section of Boston called the Fenway. Fly ball to center. Roberto Kelly to catch. But knowing that some people were scared of monsters, he would rarely venture out from his front door. Turn the page.
2, the center fielder.
Looking out his window one wintry morning, Wally saw workers building a big, beautiful baseball park right in his neighborhood. You may see that again soon.
They'll have 2 homes because they're going to leave part of the wall. So he'll be able to stay here at the old Fenway and also have a new condo inside the wall.
Yeah. Oh, is he going to have a condo?
No, they're going to have like a limousine that's going to take him back and forth between.
I wondered about that. You know, we couldn't leave Wally behind. It would be called Fenway Park. Soon his hometown team, the Boston Red Sox, would move in there to play. Baseball was his favorite game all winter. Wally dreamed about the coming spring, saying, "Gee, I must find a way to go see my Red Sox play ball." It only gets better from there. But you get a taste of what it's like. I didn't realize Wally was so old. I mean, he was in the neighborhood in 1912 when they were building the park.
Well, he was happy to get out of there a few years ago. He'd been in there a long time.
Yeah, 1997, he finally got out of the wall. It says on the back here, the count still 0-2 on Buford. Recommended reading for the entire family of Red Sox fans. So it's not just for the youngsters. Buford has struck out. He reached on that Clayton error that opened the door for the 3 runs last inning. He strikes out again. And Glynn has a 1-2-3 inning, his first. After 5, 3-1 Red Sox. A costly error made by the Texas shortstop Royce Clayton. Pudge Rodriguez, Rusty Greer, Juan Gonzalez, the trio of Texas swingers due up here in the 6th. Martinez throws a strike. Rodriguez is grounded into a 4-6-3 double play and struck out. He's the leading vote getter in the American League among catchers. One strike pitch, the high hard one. Rodriguez chased it 0-2.
Almost like Pedro has found more of a comfort level here in the middle innings than he had earlier in the ball game today. Rodriguez chasing a very high fastball that time.
One ball and 2 strikes. Pedro struck out 2 last inning. He has 8 for the game. Little fly ball to center. One out. Let's pause for station identification. You're watching Red Sox baseball on the JCS New England Television Network.
Number 29, the left fielder, Rusty Greer.
Sean McDonough, Jerry Remy at Fenway Park. Looks to be a sellout crowd on hand on Father's Day to watch the Red Sox and the Rangers. An absolutely perfect afternoon for baseball. Rusty Greer trying to bloop one into right center, and he did. Nixon gets it back in. Greer is 2 for 3, a double, and now a single.
And as the weather at friendly Fenway heats up, so are the Red Sox. The Sox are fighting hard for the lead in the American League East with the midseason fast approaching. Get your tickets to see the Sox battle baseball's best at the Red Sox ticket office or by calling 617-482-4SOX for 24-hour touchstone ticketing.
One out base runner for Texas, and they have the tying run at the plate, Juan Gonzalez. Something's going on to the bleachers. Fans on their feet out there. A big round of applause.
Somebody's getting a standing ovation.
I have no idea what that's all about. Gonzalez drives one to center, but Buford is there. 2 outs. Greer back to first in the 6th inning. 3-1 Red Sox. I wonder if there was an engagement, or yeah, it looks like they're looking at the ring. He's accepting the congratulations.
Number 25, the designated hitter, Rafael.
He didn't have to get all dressed up for the occasion.
Boy, that's quite a response. The whole bleachers were standing up and applauding that proposal. I guess she said yes.
Yeah, looks that way.
Well, good luck.
Yeah. One strike, the count on Rafael Palmeiro. You wonder how all those people around there knew. I mean, that was 3 sections worth of people giving them a standing ovation. Palmeiro is singled, had a sacrifice fly. See, I thought the word had spread out there that you had been inducted into the Mike's Garage Wall of Fame. Fastball, a good one on the corner. 1-2. I was amazed reading the Texas notes. Rafael Palmeiro in the decade of the 90s has played in the most games, many major leaguer, and has more hits than any other player in Major League Baseball in the 90s. Strike 3. 9 for Pedro. 1 in every inning, at least 1. The Rangers strand a runner. You're watching Red Sox baseball. There it is on the JCS New England Television Network. 3-1. The Red Sox have the lead. And they'll be facing a new pitcher here in the bottom of the 6th after 5 innings from the starter Ryan Glynn. Here's left-hander Matt Venafro.
24th appearance overall for Venafro, a record of 2-0. Second appearance of this series. Pitched a third of an inning in game 1 of this series against the Red Sox.
He was mad. He changed his name on the way in from the bullpen. Just got a memo.
You got a little they call it flight. I can't think of the word. Flying in from Oklahoma yesterday.
Yeah.
Or Nebraska.
What happened?
Wherever you were.
Obviously there was turbulence or something on the plane. I have no explanation for it.
Jet lag. That's what it is.
Jet lag. It could be that. Trot Nixon the batter. 0-2 the count. Nixon sorry to see Glynn depart. He was 2 for 2 against him. A single and an RBI triple, his first major league triple. He scored after tripling. And Venafro, Mike or Matt, would be tough to hit against if you're left-handed. With that delivery. Nixon hangs in there and fouls it away. Here's a look back at Trot Nixon's first major league triple. It was a smash to center field over the head of Roberto Kelly. Knocked in Damon Buford. The 1-2 pitch. Foul off first. The starter Ryan Glynn went 5 innings. He allowed 3 runs, 2 of them earned. On 8 hits and 3 walks, he struck out 4. Glynn threw 103 pitches, 61 of them strikes. And now it's Venafro. Foul tip, ouch. Got Rodriguez off the leg.
The Pudge just getting back in the lineup yesterday after missing about 4 games with some back spasms, and so he takes this foul ball right off the inside of the foot, I believe.
Mm-hmm. The truck thinks that hit him in the knee. For Pudge's sake, I hope they're right. Chop to second. McLemore to Stevens for the out. Ryan Glynn finished on a high note. He retired the last 6 Red Sox hitters he faced. He threw 103 pitches. So he was removed.
Number 30, the second baseman, Jose Offerman.
The batter will be Jose Offerman. First, the scoreboard. Kansas City on a Joe Randa homer leads that pitcher's duel between Suppan and Wells. Oakland now leads 5-1 in Detroit. Anaheim 3. The Yankees 1. Bernie Williams has homered. Baltimore leads 5-1 in Chicago in the 3rd. Tampa Bay and Minnesota tied at 1. Seattle and Cleveland tonight. Rodriguez against Wright. Well, our pal Tom Grieve will be happy. Ben Grieve, his son, hit a home run. Tom Grieve, former major league player, Western Mass native, longtime general manager of the Rangers, now one of their television announcers working the game today. Young Ben has started to pick it up after a very, very bad start. Sophomore slump after being the rookie of the year.
Yeah, he was really having a tough time, especially when we had a chance to see him play earlier in the season.
Venafro throws and Offerman misses, and it's 1-2.
Looking at Baltimore, they are getting very close to jumping over Toronto to move into 3rd place in the American League East. As the Red Sox will play the Orioles for 3 games this week coming up, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
And it looks like Baltimore's going to try to do what they did last year, except they're starting their rally a little earlier. Last year was right after the All-Star break when they swept the first 4 games of the post-All-Star break stretch of the season from the Red Sox in Baltimore. That started their comeback, try to get into playoff contention. They've won 9 out of 10, the Orioles. Venafro just missed. It's a full count. Venafro, like the starter before him, lives in Virginia. And he graduated from a school in Virginia, James Madison University, in 1995. Ball 4. Let's check the National League scoreboard. Cincinnati leads Milwaukee 4-1. They're in the 5th inning. The Mets and St. Louis are tied at 2. Ray Lankford has hit a 2-run homer, his 12th. Montreal and Houston at 1-1 in the bottom of the 1st. The Astrodome, Florida and Colorado just underway in the top of the 1st. Dempster against Bohannon. The Cubs in San Francisco, Pittsburgh, San Diego, Philadelphia, Los Angeles, Atlanta, Arizona later. Randy Johnson and Tom Glavine, the matchup at the Bob tonight in Phoenix. John Valentin 1 for 3. He doubled off the wall to knock in a run in the 4th. His twice fly to right. Pulled behind Wendell Kim. Valentin broke his bat. One pitch popped up and heading behind the Red Sox dugout. 3-1 Boston, 6th inning. Hoffman at first with 1 out. One and 2 on Valentin. Brian Daubach to follow against Mike Venafro, 25 years old. Born in Tacoma Park, Maryland, as we mentioned, now lives in Chantilly, Virginia. It's a good thing we have the Hendersons here today with all these references to Virginia. Where is Chantilly, Virginia? Do we know? Northern Virginia? He went to high school in Fairfax, Virginia. And this past off season worked as a substitute teacher at his old high school. Probably won't have to do that anymore now that he's a major leaguer. Down and in. He must be a pretty sharp guy. James Madison University, a fine school. And Venafro earned a degree in social sciences and economics. He's certainly well equipped to be a substitute teacher. A 2-2 pitch fouled out of play again to the right.
A couple of new names out in that bullpen from the left side. Eric Gunderson, who normally is in that bullpen, onto the save list right now for the Texas Rangers.
You mentioned earlier this Texas bullpen is on a roll. Collectively, the bullpen for Texas has won 14 straight decisions, the longest relief winning streak in team history. They have 25 saves and 30 chances. That's the best percentage in the league. Their bullpen 17-1 overall, the most relief victories in the majors. And the best relief winning percentage, as you might think. They also have the best bullpen ERA, just better than Anaheim. Valentin broke another bat. An expensive at bat for Valentin. A couple of splintered bats and a pop up to the third baseman Zeal for the second out of the inning. Offerman still at first. Of course, it would make sense that their bullpen would have chances for a lot of wins because their starters aren't very good. So a lot of times the bullpen gets in there early in the game. They're in there for a while, and they have the kind of lineup that if the bullpen can pitch well, Texas can come back and win some games. They have 20 come from behind wins this season. Brian Daubach 1 for 3. A bloop single to right in the 3rd. He's hitting 5 straight. He chops that down the line. Fair ball. And the inning is over. Stevens made the play unassisted. The Red Sox strand a runner. They've left 9. We head to the 7th on Father's Day at Fenway Park. The Red Sox still leading 3-1. Boston Red Sox baseball is brought to you in part by Genuine Chevrolet. The cars more Americans trust. Fenway Park in Boston, the site of today's game between the Red Sox and the Texas Rangers. 3-1 Boston. Pedro Martinez looking for his major league leading 13th win. Throws the ball high to Todd Zeile, who was struck out twice. He went down swinging in the 2nd and looking in the 4th. Martinez needs one more strikeout to reach 10 again. For those of you doing the math, he has 9. Nasty pitch there on the corner. 2-1. Pedro has had 9 games this season of 10 strikeouts or more. 9 of his first 14 starts. Nice play on the smash to short. Nomar threw out Zeile. The game summary. The starter for Texas, Ryan Glynn, in difficulty most of his outing, but emerged having allowed just 3 runs, 2 earned. Neither parted after 5. Pedro now through 6 1/3 has allowed just 1 run on 6 hits. He hasn't walked anybody. Ron Nixon his first triple in the major leagues. Jose Offerman another good day. Palmeiro an RBI on a sacrifice fly for the Texas run. And here's Lee Stevens, who is singled and struck out. And he fumbled by Roberto Kelly. Close but a ball. 1-1. Martinez has thrown 95 pitches. Number 96 is a high fastball swung on and missed.
Trying to get quite a few of these Texas hitters to chase that high fastball that's up and out of the strike zone.
The crowd wants strikeout number 10. They don't get it. Little flare, shallow right. Nixon on the run. 2 outs in the 7th.
Looks like a little cut fastball that time for Martinez that got in on Stevens. Kind of jammed him, and pretty good read out there by Nixon. A lot of times you see that big swing, he'll completely freeze you in the outfield. And Nixon got a good jump on the ball and able to make the catch for the 2nd out of the inning.
Two outs. The Rangers have had at least 1 base runner in every inning except the 3rd. Maybe they'll try and have another 1-2-3 inning here in the 7th. Roberto Kelly a swing and a miss. He has been to the plate once, and he struck out in the 5th. Broken bat, and he still hit it a long way. Almost to the warning track and left where O'Leary caught it. A 1-2-3 inning for Martinez. 7th inning stretch at Fenway. 3-1 Red Sox.
Stretch at Fenway, and it's the Red Sox that have the 3-1 lead. Remind you, this copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Boston Red Sox and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and description of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Boston Red Sox.
Aw, isn't that cute?
That's when they are cute.
You're not really in the Father's Day spirit today, are you? When you said earlier today the best Father's Day present would you would be going home and find all of your kids were out of the house. Bah humbug. Here's Tim Crabtree, probably a name given the conversation we just had.
Well, Crabtree working in his 28th game of the season, a record of 4-0, 24 hits in 24 innings, 9 walks and 14 strikeouts. Has not worked yet in this series. The last time he pitched was on the 15th against the New York Yankees. An inning in that ball game did have a strikeout. I said that only kidding.
I know you were. I just, the Remy children, if they are watching, he was totally joking, we think. Nomar Garcia-Parra, the batter. Oh, that hit Crabtree on the leg, goes right to Royce Clayton. Can he get up and throw him out? No. That hit Crabtree off the leg, went to Clayton and made a diving stop. And by the time he got up, Nomar is always running hard, beat it out for his 3rd hit of the afternoon.
6 hits now in the last 2 days for Garcia-Parra. When you're hot, you get this type of base hit. If you're in a slump, they probably throw you out at first base by a half a step. Right off the heel, it looked like of Crabtree. A nice play by Clayton. Quick release to first base, but as you mentioned, Sean, Nomar hustling all the way down that line will earn himself a base hit because of the good hustle.
The Red Sox have the lead man on for the 5th time in 7 innings. 9 hits for Boston. Crabtree missed up and away. 1-0 with Troy O'Leary, who has walked, reached on a fielder's choice and flied to center. 0 for 2, now hitting .295. Mike Stanley on deck. Mike Venafro pitched 1 inning of relief for Texas without allowing a hit or a run. He walked 1. Crabtree's pitch fouled to the screen. Crabtree's a big guy, 6'4", 220. Michigan native. They have a pretty smart pitching staff. A lot of college guys. Starter Glynn, VMI, the reliever Venafro, James Madison, and Crabtree pitched 4 seasons at Michigan State. Studied criminal justice. Wallace Spartan. You don't want to charge the mound with this guy. He's big and he studies karate.
Those are all facts that players should know before they maybe give him a long look after being hit by a pitch or something.
Have you done that tie bow?
No. No.
You strike me as a tie bow kind of. You're in fabulous shape.
Yeah.
You strike me as a tie bow kind of guy.
No, not yet. I guess that guy's a local guy from around here, right?
A fraud too.
That's right. Yeah.
Chopped down to 3rd. Zeal, McLemore, Stevens, 5-4-3 double play.
Don't see that very often with a left-handed hitter at the plate. The 5-4-3 double play. Zeal with the very quick release to his second baseman McLemore, who has time to get rid of it before Nomar goes into the slide and is barely getting O'Leary at first base. Zeal was the key to that play. He really got rid of that ball quickly to his second baseman, gave him a chance to make the deuce. Tybo.
Tybo, yeah. I think that's what we need to do. Maybe people could write in some suggestions. It's going to be the key to our fortune. We need to think of something like Tybo that's similarly, you know, whatever, stupid. And, you know, give it a name like Tybo that sounds really, you know, authentic. And just have it be some ridiculous way of exercising, but make a tape. Get some attractive ladies to help us. Oh, here we go again. We're back on the inane banter clock. You know, like, I don't know, flexing your legs while you're standing on your head. Something, you know, whoa, this really is a great way. They've studied it in Asia, and they found out it's a great way to burn calories. And you and I can do the tape. And the next thing you know, old Jed's a millionaire.
This College World Series really had an effect on you, didn't it?
It was all the pings from the aluminum bat, I think. So you're not going along with me on this. When I make all the money on the tapes.
You gotta get somebody to do the infomercial for you.
Remy Bo, we're going to call it.
Rembo.
3-2 pitch. Sent back to the screen. Two outs, bases empty, 7th inning. Crabtree's pitch. He struck him out. And that ends the inning. After 7, the Red Sox 3 and the Rangers 1.
Fenway Park on Father's Day is a little snack. Here's he moved to the top of the 8th inning. Take a look at the upcoming schedule for the Red Sox on television. Texas Rangers tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. That game on NESN. Then the Red Sox off to Baltimore. 3-game series. All those games start at 7:30, and they'll also be on NESN. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday back home to Fenway to play the Chicago White Sox. As Sean was talking about earlier, they're having a very nice season. And all those games will be on the JCS television network, channel 56 right here in Boston.
Well, the feeding continues. Looks like the one for me, one for you approach, though. Oh, stiff arm. Royce Clayton. He has struck out and singled to left. He stole second after singling in the 5th and then was stranded. Martinez has retired 5 Ranger hitters in a row. He's at an even 100 pitches. Number 101 moves Clayton off the plate.
Last inning, the first inning, that Pedro did not have a strikeout in this game. 2 fly ball outs and a ground out.
Twice as many strikes as balls. No walks. 9 strikeouts. Ball 2 up and in. Clayton got off to a slow start. He's been injured much of the year. Derek Lowe, the right-hander. Mark Guthrie, the left-hander. Slashing, swing and a miss. And here's another chance for Pedro to record strikeout number 10. The 2-2 pitch. He struck him out. 10th time this season. He's paying 10 or more. 45th time in his career. 18th time as a member of the Red Sox.
Fastball outside corner for the strikeout. This is the stage of the game where I think Pedro appreciates the fans standing with the 2 strikes when he's going for the punch out. Maybe a little bit tired as he works into the 8th inning.
Apparently that was low to Mark McLemore, who's 1 for 3. He singled to right in the 1st. Bounce down to 1st. Stanley has it. 2 outs. Did you see the fellow in the background of that shot behind McLemore? He was on his cell phone. Apparently someone told him he could be seen in the background over the left-handed hitter's shoulder. He was waving right into the camera.
Number 7, the catcher, Ivan Rodriguez.
You don't see him here because there's a right hand. There he is. Oh, see, the camera was pointing right at me. Yeah, now I'm on. How do I look? Yeah, the other guy in front of him now. He sees his chance for stardom. So I like the guy in front of him, though, because he wanted no part of this TV now. Look at him. He's hams sitting behind me. Down to 3rd, off the bat of Pudge Rodriguez. Martinez breezes through the 8th inning. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Boston 3, Texas 1. You're watching Red Sox baseball on the JCS New England Television Network. To pad that lead with an eye toward the 9th as they come to bat in the bottom of the 8th. On the scoreboard, Toronto came from behind to beat Kansas City. Willie Green hit a pinch hit home run, his 3rd of the year. 2-1 Blue Jays victorious today. Oakland leads Detroit 6-1 behind Jimmy Haynes. They're in the 8th. Anaheim still leads the Yankees 3-1 in the 8th. So that score and this one stand up. The Red Sox will be a half game out of first. Baltimore has a 6-2 lead in Chicago in the 4th inning, and Tampa Bay has taken the lead at Minnesota in the 5th. Jason Varitek will begin the 8th inning against Tim Crabtree, who came in last inning and retired the Red Sox without allowing a run. Bottom third of the order, Varitek, Buford, and Nixon. Crabtree's fastball miss. Jason 0 for 2 with a walk today. The big bats are coming up for Texas in the 9th. Greer, Gonzalez, Palmeiro due up. Varitek a swing and a miss, evening the count at 1-1. Well hit ball heading for the gap. In right center, rolls all the way to the Red Sox bullpen. Varitek looked to Wendell Kim, who put up the stop sign, and Jason has a double.
Well, you mentioned, Sean, the part of the lineup coming up, Greer, Gonzalez, Palmeiro. Wouldn't be a bad idea if the Red Sox can put a few more points on the board here in the 8th inning. Varitek got a breaking ball, good low ball hitter, and hits that line drive in the gap. By the time Gonzalez chased it down, Varitek at second base with a double. He was thinking about 3, but Wendell Kim wisely holding him up at second base.
The center fielder, Damon Buford.
Rangers in tight at the corners, thinking Buford might drop down a bunt here, trying to get Varitek to third. Damon today 0 for 3.
Righty against righty, it might happen here. Jimmy Williams doesn't bunt very much, but this is a matchup that he may go to the bunt.
He does, and Buford popped it up straight back. Lefty in, righty in the bullpen, the left-hander Mike Munoz, and the right-hander Danny Patterson. With Nixon on deck, this could be it for Crabtree with the lefty ready. They creep in at the corners. No sign of a bunt this time. Crabtree almost threw it past Rodriguez. 1-1. Right in on the fists, and it's popped up to the pitcher Crabtree for the first out.
Had a few broken bats here in the last few innings. That fastball really back in the hands of Buford, and he'll just crack the rest of the bat.
Nixon.
Well, leadoff double, and Varitek still standing at second base.
And a Father's Day present, a bat, courtesy of Damon Buford for that fan. Now Trot Nixon 2 for 3 today. His first major league triple. It knocked in a run in the 4th. He singled to right in the 2nd, grounded out against the lefty Venafro. In the 6th, they stick with the right-hander Crabtree, and he throws a ball down and away. Boston 3 runs on 10 hits. No errors for Texas. 1 run, 6 hits, and 1 error. Varitek at second. 1 out. 8th inning. Jose Offerman on deck. Swing and a miss. Ball drifting away from Nixon.
And Crabtree has great movement on his fastball. You could see it there. The fastball, a heavy ball moving down and away.
1-1 pitch upstairs, and Trot fouled it back to the screen. Bob Walcott, recently up from Pawtucket, warming up in the bullpen.
Probably just getting some throwing here at this point of the game. When you watch a catcher give signs that if you see the fastball, the one down there with a little wiggle after that, that usually means that they want the sinking fastball. Plus multiple signs here with the man at second base.
1-2 pitch up the middle. Another hit for Nixon. Varitek being waved around, and he will score. A 3-hit, 2 RBI day for Trot Nixon, and the Red Sox lead 4-1.
You see the crowd responding to Nixon. They've always been on his side here at Fenway Park, and they want to see Trot Nixon do well. And certainly a nice afternoon. Single, triple, another single, 2 RBI to give him 15 total on the season. Fastball didn't quite sink enough for Crabtree, and right back up the middle for the base hit. Here comes Varitek around. It's a nice pick-me-up there because you had Buford at the plate, did not move him to third base. But then Nixon comes right back, picks up the base hit, and drives in the run.
Now a 3-run lead. Nixon at first. Held on by Stevens as Jose Offman stands in. He's 2 for 3 with 2 singles and a walk. He's knocked in a run and has scored. He takes a ball outside. Jose up there. Todd Zeile, the third baseman, is in on the edge of the grass. The outfield around toward left. Another big gap in right center. And a big hole on the right with Stevens holding Nixon. McLemore favoring the bag. Got double play depth.
The changeup that time from Crabtree really kind of gave that pitch away as his delivery really slowed up to throw the off-speed pitch.
Two balls, no strikes. John Valentin on deck. Fastball taken all the way for strike one.
Go to a hit and run play here. 2-1. Good count to do it on. Crabtree generally gets a lot of ground balls. You don't want to have a double play to end the inning.
We're talking about again, that delivery on the off-speed pitch really does give it away. And the pitch wasn't close. 3 balls and 1 strike. Close. Crabtree can't believe it. Ed Hickox hasn't had a very wide strike zone today. That's ball 4. 2 men on with 1 out. First walk given up by Crabtree in his inning and a third of relief. Texas pitchers have now walked 5.
Crabtree very frustrated by the non-strike call by Hickox, and kind of walked in about halfway from the mound to home plate. Certainly something umpires don't like to see.
John Valentin 1 for 4, an RBI double off the left field wall in the 4th. Foul back, strike 1. The attendance here today, 31,501. And we've seen many families out here with Dad on Father's Day. 31,501 the attendance on a delightful Sunday afternoon. Four to 1 Boston, 8th inning. 2 men on, 1 out. The 0-1 to Valentin, in for a strike. 0-2. No 2 pitch. Popped out of play to the right. 0-2 is low. Crabtree started his career in the Toronto Blue Jay organization. Second round draft choice back at 92. Made it to majors for the first time in 95. Spent all of 96 with the Jays, pitching in relief, and then was traded prior to last season to Texas for catcher Kevin Brown. Check swinging a ball low. Two balls, two strikes. Brian Daubach on deck. The 2-2 pitch. Another check swing on a ball down and in. Good movement, but they are not strikes from Crabtree. And now with the full count, one out, runners likely to be on the move. Good base runners out there. Nixon at second and Offerman at first. And they do not go, and Valentin loops one into left center, a base hit. Nixon around to score. Offerman to third. Valentin has his second hit and second RBI of the ball game, and it's 5-1.
Well, after missing with a number of fastballs, he went to the breaking ball and left it upstairs. Valentin with the line drive base hit as Johnny Oates will come out to make a pitching change.
And the lefty Mike Munoz is going to come in to pitch. And Crabtree out after an inning and a third. Thus far responsible for 2 runs. Also responsible for the 2 runners on base at the moment. In the 8th inning, the Red Sox lead expanding at Fenway Park.
I'm here with Red Sox legend Carl Yastrzemski. He's gearing up for the 1999 John Hancock All-Star Fan Fest. So yes, what's your game plan?
First, I'm going to the baseball clinics. Then I'll check out the Baseball Hall of Fame display. And I hear you can make your own baseball card. It's 5 days of Major League Baseball heaven on earth.
For tickets, call 617-482-4SOX. It all starts July 9th to the 13th at the Heinz Convention Center.
Heads up.
Brought to you by John Hancock and the following sponsors.
Nothing tops ice cream better than Hershey's chocolate syrup. So feel free to pour it on. But do watch out for those cherries.
You got feet that sweat for a living, and you get athlete's foot. Smart guys know comfort comes in yellow. New improved Desenex powder, it gets rid of the fungus and absorbs twice as much moisture as Tenactin. Desenex soothes while it cures for comfortable feet.
Red Sox with 12 hits today, and they lead 5-1 in the bottom of the 8th. The National League scoreboard, Cincinnati leads Milwaukee 4-3 despite solo homers by the Brewers' Jeff Cirillo and Brian Banks. St. Louis leads the Mets 3-2. They're in the 5th inning. Houston leads Montreal 3-1 in the 4th. The Astrodome, Carl Everett has homered, a solo home run, his 6th of the year. Colorado out to a 4-0 lead over Florida. They're in the 2nd. The rest of the action will be underway shortly. Atlanta and Arizona is at 8:05 start with that attractive Glavine and Randy Johnson pitching matchup. The new pitcher, Mike Munoz.
Been around a long time. A lot of different teams. The Dodgers, Detroit, we remember from in the American League, and has spent the last few years with Colorado. Signed as a minor league, as a free agent by the Rangers here in the offseason, and he'll be facing Lou Merlone, making his first appearance since being recalled from Pawtucket.
Not much discussed demotion to the minors. Lou was playing well, but they had a numbers problem. He went down, wasn't happy about it. It asked to be traded. Red Sox indicated they're not going to do that. They think he's valuable to the organization. And here he is back up with Jeff Fry experiencing knee trouble. Merlone hitting .333, 6 for 18 while he was with the Red Sox. Got into 6 games earlier in the year. Sends one out at play to the right. Brian Daubach today went 1 for 4. Merlone hitting for Daubach. Has to be frustrating. You can understand Lou Merloni's situation. He was contributing, playing well when called upon. Been in the minors a long time. You feel like you are a major league caliber player and you're not up there. And that's definitely frustrating. He hits a double play ball to short. They should send him back down right now. Just kidding. 6-4-3. The double play, but the Red Sox get 2, and we go to the 9th. It's 5-1 Red Sox.
Flying to Baltimore for business? If these 19 reasons don't convince you to fly Southwest Airlines nonstop to Baltimore, maybe this will. Call 1-800-I-FLY-SWA.
You are now free to move about the country.
Chevrolet cars are trusted by more Americans than any other. Chevy trucks are the most dependable, longest lasting on the road. If that's not enough reason to own a Chevrolet car or truck, then this definitely is. The great summer drive-in from Chevrolet. You can get behind the wheel of a 99 Chevy Venture or Malibu and get $1,500 cash back or low APR financing. Or check out other offers on 99 Cavaliers, Blazers, S10 pickups, and more. It's Chevrolet's great summer drive-in. See your local Chevrolet dealer today.
Boston Red Sox baseball has been brought to you in part by Southwest Airlines. With fares so low, you have the freedom to go places and do things you never thought possible. Fly Southwest Airlines. And by Genuine Chevrolet, the cars more Americans trust.
And back at Fenway, the Red Sox with a 5-1 lead now as we move to the top of the 9th inning. Let's take a look at the game summary. Glynn and Martinez started the game. Pedro 8 innings, only 1 run and 6 hits, no walks and 10 strikeouts. Nixon, big day out of the 9 spot, 3 for 4, a triple and a couple of RBIs. Offerman continues to hit, and Rafael Palmeiro picks up his 58th RBI of the season. That moves him into 5th place in the league in RBIs. And on the pitch, the 9th inning, or at least start the 9th inning for the Red Sox, will be Mark Guthrie. He is second on the Red Sox staff in appearances. Lowe has 34. Now Guthrie in his 31st appearance. He worked the 3rd of an inning in the ballgame yesterday against the Texas Rangers.
Another outstanding performance by Martinez against this excellent Texas lineup. Pedro went 8 innings, allowed 1 run on 6 hits. No walks. He struck out 10 through 108 pitches, 71 strikes. With the lead a little bit wider, Martinez a long wait in the dugout while the Red Sox hit in the bottom of the 8th. Jimmy Williams has made the move, trying to save a little wear and tear on Pedro. Rusty Greer was 2 for 3 against Martinez. He hits that one in the hole. Offerman, diving stop, and then it squirts out of his hand. They would not have been able to make the play at first. 3 hits for Greer. He has 3 of their 7 base hits.
Well, Greer was really struggling before coming to Fenway. He always hits well against the Red Sox, especially here at Fenway Park, and he's had a big series. Nice effort here by Offerman, but can't get the handle. He would have had to feed Guthrie, who was over covering first base. And it's going to be 1 hitter and out for Guthrie as Jimmy Williams coming out of the Red Sox dugout.
So Guthrie departs, having allowed the infield hit. Derek Lowe is going to be the new pitcher. Juan Gonzalez coming up next. You're watching Red Sox baseball, the JCS New England Television Network.
WBGR-TV Bangor. Remember going to the lumberyard with Granddad? That wonderful aroma of wood filled the air. Racks of quality lumber and folks that knew what they were talking about. At Crescent Lumber and Stillwater Lumber, those values haven't changed. Sure, we've kept up with the times with computer-assisted design services, the latest in building products, and engineered trusses direct from our own shop. But we haven't forgotten what you came here for either. Quality products, expert advice, and the best prices around. That's Crescent Lumber, Fowler Road, Orrington, and Stillwater Lumber, Bennick Road, Stillwater.
For computers, parts, and accessories, Pine Tree Computers is your source for computer discounts. Try a P75 with 32 megs of RAM, 1.6 gig hard drive, and monitor for $400. Great deals, great selections, like SideQuest and iOmega drives for $150, or 5 iOmega discs for only $100. How does a 28 Sony monitor for $350 sound, or keyboards for just $15? Pine Tree Computers in Ellsworth, your computer resource.
City 2-1. Detroit coming back against Oakland. They're now in the 9th inning. It was 6-1 in favor of the Athletics. Anaheim 3, the Yankees 1. They're in the 9th. Baltimore leads the Chicago White Sox 7-2, and it's Tampa Bay 2, Minnesota 1 in the 6th at the Humphrey Metrodome in downtown Minneapolis. So here's Derek Lowe.
Well, we mentioned he leads the Red Sox staff in appearances. This will be 35 on to face the right-handed Gonzalez. He's kept right-handers to a 193 batting average so far this season. I think he got the first batter in this inning. They would have left him in to face Gonzalez. Then you had Palmeiro on deck, but giving up the base hit, they'll make the switch now to the right-hander.
First pitch from Lowe, a strike to Gonzalez, who's 0 for 3 today, so his struggles continue. 5 for his last 32. He hits it to second. Can they turn 2? That's 1, and that's in the dugout. Garcia Park kicking at the dirt after he threw that one away. They get Greer at second for the first out of the inning. Gonzalez safe on the fielder's choice and takes second on the error by Garcia Parra.
Ball hit hard enough to be a double play, but you see the middle infield a little bit deeper with Gonzalez at the plate, and then the errant throw by Nomar. I think that throw from off him and maybe a little bit more to the left than Garcia Parra would like. He kind of had to reach back toward the outfield, and sometimes when you do that, that throws off the footwork and timing to first base.
7th error of the season for Nomar. First error of the ball game for the Red Sox. Each team has made an error now. 1 out. Rafael Palmeiro, the batter. He takes a ball outside. Palmeiro singled to center in the 2nd at a sacrifice fly to knock in the only Texas run. That was back in the 4th inning. And he was called out on strikes in the 6th. Outside again. 2-0. Todd Zeile on deck. Well hit ball deep left center. Buford looks up. That's off the wall. Around to score Gonzalez. Into second with a double. Palmeiro. And it's 5-2. Well, you know the fans wanted to see Pedro finish, and now that the game's getting a little tighter, Jimmy Williams is hearing the boos as he comes to the mound.
You know, I think Pedro would have been out to pitch in 9th inning had it not been a long inning prior to that. And you got to figure you got a 4-run lead going in the bottom of the 9th. The bullpen has to be able to hold that one. Derek Lowe not happy coming out of the ball game. He kind of slammed down the rosin bag, and now it's time for the closer, Wakefield.
Lowe departs, having pitched the 3rd of an inning, and all of a sudden it is a save situation. And Wakefield, who saved Jin-Ho Cho's first major league victory yesterday. Ooh. He'll try to make it 2 in as many days. Lowe still very upset, as you saw in the tunnel there, slamming a bat against the wall. Wakefield trying to save it when we come back.
Want to get away? Southwest has your ticket to freedom with Southwest Airlines fun fares that begin at $39.
You are now free to move about the country.
How's it going, Mike? Man, okay? Sweet catch at the game today. I still can't believe you held on. Just make sure you take care of the elbow. Yours truly, Pedro Martinez.
Hey, honey, oh!
Back at Fenway where the Red Sox lead 5-2. Now a save situation and Tim Wakefield is in, and as usual he's ready to go to work very quickly. Todd Zeile up with a man at second. Zeile takes a strike that he did not like and takes a stroll. He struck out twice against Martinez and grounded to short. If he could reach, they'll get the tying run to the plate. And Lee Stevens is on deck. Ball low. Wakefield, the third pitcher of the inning for the Red Sox.
Wakefield pitched the 8th and 9th inning yesterday in that game to pick up a save, number 4.
Hit on the ground. Valentin looks the runner back and throws out Zeile. Now the Red Sox are 1 out away from victory.
Number 9, the first baseman, Lee Stevens.
Lee Stevens, the hitter, trying to keep the Rangers alive. Roberto Kelly on deck. Five to 2 Boston. 1 run here in the 9th for Texas. Charge to Mark Guthrie. Swing and a miss. Big hack by Stevens, who has singled, struck out, and flied to right.
Well, the Rangers have had to go from Pedro's 90+ mile-an-hour fastball, changeup, and curve to the knuckleball of Wakefield.
1 strike pitch is strike 2. The 0-2 pitch. Knuckleball that floated up and in. Now the 1-2. Fouled away. Varitek didn't know where it was, but he had no play. It was well back into the seats on the third base side. Another 1-2 pitch and another foul ball. Yet another foul ball. Again off to the left, so Stevens is waging a battle with Wakefield. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and the Red Sox win. Wakefield saves it for Pedro Martinez, and the Red Sox improve to 5-2 on the homestand. They've taken 2 out of 3 in this series for the Rangers, with the series finale tomorrow night. Final score: Boston 5, Texas 2. The totals and more from Fenway after this.
Chevrolet cars are trusted by more Americans than any other. Chevy trucks are the most dependable, longest lasting on the road. If that's not enough reason to own a Chevrolet car or truck, then this definitely is. The great summer drive-in from Chevrolet. You can get behind the wheel of a 99 Chevy Venture or Malibu and get $1,500 cash back or low APR financing. Or check out other offers on 99 Cavaliers, Blazers, S10 pickups, and more. It's Chevrolet's great summer drive-in. See your local Chevrolet dealer today.
When you buy a bargain basement PC, what you're really buying is a mystery box. Will there be a monitor? Probably not. Lots of software? Ha! A free year on the internet? 24/7 tech support? Dream on. With a Gateway Essential PC, you know exactly what you're getting. Monitor, great software, award-winning tech support, and free internet access, all for $28 a month. No mystery there. Call 1-800-GATEWAY for a Gateway Essential PC with an Intel Celeron processor.
Do you need fast allergy relief? Then you need the power of Zyrtec. Prescription Zyrtec starts working fast and lasts 24 hours. In studies, drowsiness was the most common side effect. Others included fatigue and dry mouth. Most were mild or moderate. To learn more about Zyrtec, ask your doctor or pharmacist. So when you need fast allergy relief, remember the power of Zyrtec.
I'm here with Red Sox legend Carl Yastrzemski. He's gearing up for the 1999 John Hancock All-Star Fan Fest. So yes, what's your game plan?
First, I'm going to the video batting cages. Then I'll check out the collector showcase. And after that, I'll get in a little baseball video game action. It's 5 days of Major League Baseball heaven on earth.
For tickets, call 617-482-4SOX. It all starts July 9th to the 13th at the Heinz Convention Center.
Heads up.
Brought to you by John Hancock and the following sponsors.
The totals for today's game for Boston: 5 runs, 12 hits, 1 error, and 10 men left on base. Texas: 2 runs, 8 hits, 1 error, and 5 left. Pedro Martinez, the winner. He leads the majors now with 13 wins. He's 13-2. He's had a decision in every start. That's an amazing stretch. Ryan Glynn took the loss, 0-2, and Tim Wakefield saved his 5th. Time of the game, 2 hours, 55 minutes before a crowd of 31,501. And Jerry, they watched Pedro Martinez be Pedro Martinez again today. Frustrating start to the day offensively, but the Red Sox got enough.
I think Pedro got stronger as this game went on, Sean. He had trouble with his fastball, looked like early in the game, but then he got it toward the end of the game, and he had all 3 pitches again working for him. Nice job by Trot Nixon, getting 3 hits in the game, driving in a couple of runs.
Once again, the final score of today's game is the Red Sox 5 and the Texas Rangers 2. We are next with you when the Red Sox return home to Fenway Friday night to begin a series with the Chicago White Sox. Game time 7 o'clock Friday night over most of these stations. Now for Jerry Remy and our JCS New England Television Network crew, Sean McDonough saying so long and happy Father's Day from Fenway Park. Boston Red Sox baseball has been a presentation of the JCS New England Television Network.
No beep. Good putt uphill. Huge putt. Stewart celebrating with his caddy. And then somewhat of a consolation with Mickelson, but it's a big consolation. He tells him, you're going to be a father. Stewart loves the ball, and he loves the game, and he loves the trophy. He is.
In Canada, he's a god. In Boston, he's a living saint. But what history records is the simple truth. He swept into the league at a very high speed, and by means of his athletic genius, revolutionized the game. By crossing the blue line, he became the link between Gordie Howe and Wayne Gretzky. Ladies and gentlemen, number 4, Bobby Orr.
Here comes Orr. Busted in. A fantastic goal!
Even during the frigid winter when you're outside playing pond hockey, no socks. You know, because Bobby Orr said no socks.
Stolen by Orr, just took it off his stick.
How does he do it? I don't know.
My life's a disappointment because I didn't turn out to be the next Bobby Orr. I felt like Bobby Orr was Wayne Gretzky and everyone else all rolled into one.
What a stop by Bobby Orr! You've never seen anything like that.
His head was always down, his eyes were always down. Very self-conscious and unsure of himself off the ice. And the minute you put him on the ice, he just
understand that the stranger from the United States was there because of Bobby Orr. Nothing had ever happened in Parry Sound until Bobby Orr started playing hockey.
Our icon was Bobby Orr. He was the one that was taking the mantle of Parry Sound, putting Parry Sound on the map.
When Bobby Orr was born on the banks of Parry Sound in 1948, they say he already knew how to skate.
He was just a little fella, and we just give him a stick and a puck and let him go.
I can remember we were kids, we'd go out and we'd skate in what they call a big sound. Everyone sort of went with the flow. When he went with the puck, you went with him, and he'd pass the puck or score.
We had a lot of kids playing hockey, and we only had one rink, so we had to wait our turns to get inside to play. So we had 10 or 12 or 15 on each team, drop the puck, and away you go. And that's really how we developed our skills.
Instantly proving himself a hockey prodigy, Orr joined the Parry Sound Shamrocks at age 11. And under the tutelage of local hockey guru Bucko McDonald, he flourished.
He was playing with players that were 3 and 4 years older than him, and he was standing out above them.
Just from the first few times you saw him play, you knew this guy was different from everybody else.
When Bobby was 12, 2 Bruin scouts watched him in a Bantam League tournament in rural Ontario.
When they first discovered him, he was 5'3", 5'4", so that he was not preeminent physically. It was just that he had this obvious, extraordinary talent, this amazing gift from God.
I said to him, Bucko, who is that kid number 2 in your team? He said, Ren, his name is Robert Gordon Orr. I spent 2 years romancing, I guess is probably the right word, Bobby and his family.
The romancing was less than extravagant. A free stucco job on the Orr residence and $2,800 in cash bought Bobby's signature on a Bruin contract. Now the prodigy was a pro.
That's when everybody first started to say, who is this youngster? What makes him so good that they'd take him at 14 years old and plunk him against 18, 19, 20-year-olds?
An all-star in each of 4 seasons with the Oshawa Generals, Orr was prevented by NHL rules from joining the Bruins until he was 18. Meanwhile, Boston fans wept and waited as the Bruins finished in the cellar 3 of those 4 years.
He was the phenom. He was the future of the Boston Bruins, and we all heard about it.
I had heard about him from the Boston writers covering the Celtics for years. Bobby Orr is going to save the Bruins.
These various John the Baptists, if you will, were coming to Boston. There's this savior coming.
When Bobby finally landed in Boston in 1966, the long wait seemed worth it.
He was, without a doubt, the best player on the ice in the very first game he ever played.
They all tested Orr. Orr came in when there were only 6 teams. And it was tough to make the league, and everybody tried you on for size, particularly rookies.
If somebody asked for it, he gave it to him. And he didn't have to take any back seat as far as throwing his dukes around.
Tough, fast, and talented on the ice, the quiet boy from Parry Sound shunned the night world of fame and celebrity.
Orr was somewhat embarrassed, introverted, to the point where he'd hang out in the trainer's room.
We'd go to a restaurant to eat, and he was so shy that if he noticed somebody looking at him, it was, pay the bill, let's go have room service.
I didn't want to go out. I just wanted to kind of hide in my room.
I said, Bobby, lighten up. Enjoy life. The best hockey player in the world. Enjoy it. You know? And he said, oh, no, you can't do that.
Bobby Orr was on a mission, and his mission was to take the Boston Bruins out of the doldrums, out of the basement, and try and win them a Stanley Cup.
Although he won NHL Rookie of the Year, Orr didn't lift Boston out of last place, much less get them a shot at the Stanley Cup. But make no mistake, the Messiah had arrived. The future was secure.
Sports Century's 50 Greatest Athletes is presented by the Wide Track Grand Prix by...
That you are the highest paid 22-year-old Canadian in the history of this country. Is this true?
Well, I'm very happy with what...
He could get from point A to point B faster than anybody else. Never could.
I always said he had 18 speeds of forward and no reverse.
I had the puck a lot, and that's pretty good.
Waited for the moment when he got the puck behind his own net, and you could see him looking and scanning, and there were those 5 players in front of their goaltender, and you knew none of them was going to stop him.
From his wheelhouse behind the net, Bobby Orr defied the gods of hockey, daring to cross the blue line and attack the net.
Defensemen never rushed the puck past center. Defensemen never went into the opposition end. They always stayed in their point, and they played defense.
You're told get the puck up to a forward as soon as you can and just follow up behind. But don't take any chances at all.
Why would well-conditioned, good athletes playing defense basically stop playing once they hit the center line? Why wouldn't they press forward? And Bobby Orr was that transitional player. He was good enough, strong enough, quick enough, talented enough that he could be part of the offensive rush and still get back to defend.
He was like a tiger on defense. He could hit, but nobody did it with as much force and as much flair and as often as Bobby Orr did.
After 4 seasons, Bobby Orr led the Bruins to the Stanley Cup Finals and won back the hearts of Bostonians, who hadn't seen a championship since 1941.
He used to just drop into hospitals. We'd be driving by one, he'd drop. He'd say, hey, we got an hour, we'll go see some kids.
These kids would look up, they'd be in bed, they'd have their little teddy bears and stuffed animals with them. They'd look up, oh, Bobby Orr. They'd all get something.
Everybody wanted their kid to be Bobby Orr. You never saw so many hockey rinks. When I was growing up, there was one hockey rink in the city.
They started building rinks in every neighborhood, you know. It was like 2 rinks in every neighborhood. Everybody was playing hockey. Basketball didn't exist when I was growing up. And the Celtics at that time won 11 championships out of 13 years. They were still struggling to fill the seats, and they were second on those sports pages once Bobby Orr arrived in 1966.
Orr attracted thousands, millions of non-hockey fans. Women could watch it. Hey, look at that handsome kid, right? Look at him go. But didn't have to understand the game. Didn't have to know what a blue line was.
In Game 4, Boston was on the verge of sweeping St. Louis when Orr forever rocked the Garden.
May 10, 1970, nobody that was in New England that day will ever forget.
Sudden death overtime between 2 fine hockey teams, the Boston Bruins and the St. Louis Blues.
A typical Bobby Orr determined play to do it, to win the Stanley Cup.
Westfall rolled it in front. Sanderson tried a shot that was wide, and Keenan cleared it but not out.
I knew he was going to come to the net because he was coming in on an angle that he always came in on, that if he didn't get it, he was gone and in defensive position.
If the puck had been knocked by me, we might have had a problem there. Probably would have been a 2-on-1.
Bobby Orr behind the net to Sanderson. Orr! Bobby Orr scores, and the Boston Bruins have won the Stanley Cup.
It wasn't the greatest goal that was ever scored. It was the 4th game of a 4-game sweep in a one-sided playoff series. It was the greatest picture ever taken.
And we reenacted that 1,000 million times, you know. Somebody would have to, okay, you trip me, I'm Bobby Orr, I go up, I'll put my hands like this.
In that 1970 championship season, Orr earned the distinction of being the only player to win all 4 major awards: MVP, Best Defenseman, Playoff MVP, and the scoring title. 2 years later, Orr led the Bruins back to the Stanley Cup Finals to face the New York Rangers.
You had the natural Red Sox-Yankee rivalry. So you had this real Boston-New York hate.
Everybody was even, except for that one player, Bobby Orr.
Bad man say they're out. Orr holds, spins away from McGregor. To Busick, and he scores!
Where did he go? You know, and it's a move that nobody had ever seen, and he originated it.
Orr keeps it in at the blue line. Orr moves away from McGregor with a beautiful move. Shot, score!
We gotta have you stand right over here in case you don't know what it is. It's a Stanley Cup. The Stanley Cup with Bobby Orr. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about.
Winning his 2nd playoff MVP, Bobby Orr was hailed the best defenseman of all time. From his perch atop the hockey world, he couldn't see the injuries and financial treachery that lay ahead.
Every day across America, people are turning on the power of Fox. We make you laugh, scream, and cheer. Now we make you think. Fox News Channel, the most powerful name in news. On cable, 24 hours a day. News for a generation of independent thinkers. Fox News Channel, the name you know, the news you want. Fair and balanced. Turn on the power of Fox. Fox News Channel. We report, you decide.